Okay, there we go. That is how you start stream, by going like what? I can't do it. I can't do the Tim Allen I'm used to. Okay, you know what? Let's get to chat. And hey everybody, it's been a while. Welcome. Hope everyone's having a good start to your weekend. This is the Penguin back at you with another stream. It's been a little bit. I realize. Man, let me tell you, this week, bar none, has been, I think, one of the busiest weeks in quite a bit. I can just say that. It has been chaotic. It just happened to be a coincidence that it came the week after I took off 2 days for Fanime, which I guess is obviously the thing we're going to be talking about. But man, it's been bad. It's been pretty bad. But luckily, it's the weekend. I can relax, at least for a little bit. And the good news is that I think the worst of it's over, so next week shouldn't be as bad. TBD on that though, but yeah, I was really hoping to at least stream Wednesday or Thursday. I was even thinking about doing a stream on Tuesday, low-key, like this Tuesday. And I know I normally don't stream on Tuesdays, but like I really wanted to, get my thoughts out fresh about Fanime while, they would still on my mind. So it has been a little bit, so maybe I might have forgotten a bit of stuff, but I do have notes that I took. This was, I think, the Monday when I was getting back. I was in the airport. I was just typing out all the stuff that I could remember, just so I can have that in my kind of like my little somewhere, and then I can just kind of remember that from my memory banks. So I have my notes here at least to kind of guide me through all, because there's a lot. I hope there's a lot that we could talk about. This weekend was quite jam-packed with quite a bit of stuff. I'm actually kind of still recovering from it. I wasn't necessarily sick per se, but definitely felt a little bit towards the end, and yeah, let me tell you, the throat was not sitting right. That was the only real thing though, is like my voice was just an octave lower, but hopefully I'm not getting sick. I guess we'll see, but if anything were to have come from that, it would have, I think, already happened. So I think we're fine. I'm just more worried because now there's sickness spreading in my office, so maybe I might get sick from that. Who knows? But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to drive a truck through the western and midwestern parts of America while delivering goods. So, and also talk about random shit. So without further ado, let's get started on that. We'll go ahead and get everything set up on here. This always happens with that. This is good there. Let me pause the music. Let me get the other music going. The streaming music. Is that playing? I hope that's playing. It sounds like it's playing. Looks like it's playing. Okay, we're good. Let's transition. And I think I realized something really quick before. Oh yeah, good thing I checked. Is that I don't have the game up right now, so let me just properties. Let me switch that over to amtrucks, amtrucks.exe. Amtrucks.exe. Get that going. Good. Okay, there it is. Alright, let's do it. Hey Sticks, what's up? Long time no see, welcome. I mean, I say that because it's been a while since I streamed, but hello. Welcome. Alright, let's do it. Okay. Wait, hold on. Shoot. Wait 1 second. It's been a while. I've forgotten. This is what happens when I don't stream. It's only been a week, but man, I've forgotten how to do stuff. Okay, let's just get into it. Oh shoot, I need to have my pedals ready. Okay, there we go. We're good there. There's the green kit. I need to drive through. Actually, that is something I wanted to do. And this is something I didn't do last time for obvious reasons because we were busy trying to explore Illinois. But I really did want to explore. Oh, did I already? No, I didn't. Yeah, I was gonna say oh no, I did. Okay, I do want to re-explore some of the area here because they did remake quite a bit of this area, like northern Arizona here, and I've heard good things about the Grand Canyon Village being pretty good now. My plan, honestly, I'm already in Chicago. This is a really stupid thing, but my plan was why not do a big ass trip from Chicago to Los Angeles, aka simulate what my because the way I moved, because if you don't know, I had to move from here all the way to here, and so I had like a service, like a moving service that would deliver. I had to pack all my stuff into a cube, and that cube would get delivered in multiple trips, so it wasn't just one big trip all the way like halfway across the country, but it was, you know, multiple trips west to its final destination over here. So I'm thinking, why not do something like that? So let's see if there even is a job that is like that, because that would be really nice. I saw the LA, I was like, oh, Los Angeles, and then I realized I was stupid. No, incorrect. We need CA. Come on, there's gotta be some job here that goes to CA. Are you really? Come on, let's see. Oh, there's Bakersfield. Honestly, oh, that's so cheap. What in the I say that, but like, it's still good paying. If this was IRL, this would be an amazing pay, but like, it's so cheap for this. Good golly. Ooh, okay, that's the only one I see, really. I guess we could try... Ooh, that could be pretty good, actually. Phoenix. Oklahoma, Missouri, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. And then I guess we could go... Yeah, because there's a new city here that they built out, Lake Havasu City. I could just drive over there and then make the final destination over to Los Angeles. Let's do that. I think that's a good idea. And we're going to be delivering some anhydrous ammonia. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Let's do it. Oh shoot, hold on. Before we do that, I'm actually playing Uma on the side here, just doing some few auto runs. Because I need to catch up, because it is almost the end of the month, and I am behind on my fan quota for the for my circle, so I just need to... Oh shoot, I didn't mean to press that. So I just need to keep doing more auto runs. I did a lot yesterday. I was like 20 million fans behind. I'm only like 10 million now, so... Or I was like 20 plus million fans. So, thank God for autorun. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Because if it wasn't for that, I would not be in a competitive circle anymore. Because fuck that noise. Okay, skippity doodah. Okay, Ines Fuji, let me get that going. And then we can get our journey started and talk about all the shenanigans that I went through over last weekend. Which was the reason why I didn't stream last weekend, for those of you who was living under a rock or something, is that I was away, up in the bay. I didn't... Funny thing is I didn't mean to make that rhyme, but you know what, sure. Make a very illegal turn. Oh shit, it's fine, don't worry about it. Hold up, 1 hour, 2 minutes. Would it be faster if I just teleported over to... No, it would not. Okay, I was gonna be like, would it be faster if I teleported over to my garage? And this is a terrible song, so let me just skip that real quick. Where is my garage? Oh, it's right here. That actually might be faster, low-key, high-key. But I do... Actually, if I do this, this gives me some unexplored areas here in Lakeshore Drive, so let's do that instead. Alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa there, brother. Okay. Alright, so where do we start? I guess I can start with, this is day 0. Let's start from the top. So, day 0, right? This is Thursday. So I flew in Thursday morning. If you don't know, the convention runs from, I think, like, Friday to Monday, because that was Memorial Day weekend. So, but I wanted to fly in a day before, just so I can get do some sightseeing, you know. There were two things that I really wanted to do. One of which was the Nintendo store that opened up in San Francisco. The other was to explore, and I won't talk about this too much because it's a bit more doxy, but explore my old college town, because I really wanted to see how it changed. It's crazy. I'll say this much about it. It's crazy seeing the stuff that's still open and the stuff that has changed and the new buildings that have opened, and it's really, it's surreal, right? Because it's like you're so used to this image. You go to a place for 4 years, or you live in a place for 4+ years, and you're like, okay, well, I already know in my mind this is what it looks like. And now to have that completely, not completely, but like kind of semi-changed, is just really bizarre. So that was kind of interesting, and I did a lot of walking. And this was with a friend, because I recruited a friend to join me in my ventures. And so we did that. We stopped by the we met up in San Francisco, Oh, that was a journey, tell you what, because I was flying into San Jose, and so I had to take a bus and the BART all the way up. The BART also crazy how all the trains now are the new trains. Man, I remember when they were rolling that out, and now it's just like, oh yeah, we just use all of it's just the new trains now. It's like, wow, look at how modern everything is, and it's just like, but then also it's just like some of it is still like kind of or like it's gotten dirtier, because I guess I don't know if they don't clean those apparently, so yeah, they be dirty. Some of them are very dirty on the outside, not on the inside per se, but like the outside is like, ooh, grunge. I digress. Anyway, so yeah, we met up in San Francisco, went to the Nintendo store, and it was then that I knew that this was going to be one of those weekends where my wallet was going to be hurting, because oh my god, I made the joke. It was not even day one of the convention. I didn't even step foot inside the convention center, and I'd already spent, what was it, $100+ on stuff. Because what I bought was, I bought 2 shirts, one of which was like what was it? It was a Hawaiian shirt. It was a Hawaiian Pokemon shirt, but it had like the Pokemon. It had like the Alolan Executor. It had Psyduck. I forgot if it had, I think it had Ditto too. And I was like, oh, this is really tempting. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's buy it. And so I did. And it was like $50. But you know what? Honestly, worth. I bought that. I bought a Mario Kart shirt, and I bought 2 Jigglypuff plushies because of course I did. Why the fuck not? I've made the joke that anytime I see a Jigglypuff merchandise, I'm like legally obligated to buy it. So of course I did that. So ooh, Harlem Avenue, I know where that is. But yeah, no, I did that, and then after that we stopped by. I stopped by one of my favorite places to eat back when I lived in the college town that I did, and I feel really bad still to this day, because when we were initially planning it out, he's like, oh, like, do you have any other places you want to stop by? And I'm like, oh yeah, I really want to stop by this place because, you know, I ate there quite a bit because I lived close to it, and it was really good. And he was like, oh, okay, sounds good, let's go there. And then I didn't realize was that, okay, well, I guess for context sake, this is pizza. Obviously, you know, pizza, cheese, you know, all that stuff. I forgot that he's lactose intolerant, so he just had to stick with salad, and I felt really bad, right? Because it's like, oh man, I'm like, oh yeah, I've just forced you to buy, you know, to stop by here, and then it's like you can't even buy, you're just gonna stick to this salad. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm sure the salad, it looked decent enough, but I mean, they're not known for the salads, they're known for the pizza, so it's like felt a little bit like a dickweed for that, but it was good. We did a lot of walking, as my feet absolutely hurt, but luckily I think I had that music festival that I walked a ton and stood pretty much all day for. That kind of trained me for that anyway, so my feet weren't that bad. But it was, honestly, it was kind of preview for, it was a preview for the weekend anyway. So like, you know, that's fine. Just kind of get ready for that. But it was good. So that was day 0. That was day 0. Already pretty good times, but let me tell you, the convention had not even started yet, so damn, look at that. Crazy. But yeah, so it's and now this is the part where I think I'm gonna have to go to my notes, because I feel like I'm forgetting something to say that I need to say, but like don't exactly remember. So I'm gonna, as soon as I get my truck ready over here, I'm gonna pull up my notes and we'll talk about what happened day 1. Let me just stop playing Uma for a second, and let me get my notes out my phone. Yeah, right, okay. Right, yeah, so I think I said all I needed to say for the day 0, right? You know, Nintendo store, that was pretty cool. Okay, I guess to talk more about the Nintendo store, it was fun. If you've been to the Nintendo store in New York, I feel like it's a little less, it's a little less, I guess, it's a little smaller. Not discounting by any means, because it was still awesome to see all the kind of merchandise that they had. But it was still like, you know, if you, and I think the comparison was made also that if you've been to any of the Nintendo stores in Japan, obviously those are gonna pale in comparison to that. So, but it's still a really nice local option, and so it was really fun to kind of walk around and look at all the merch and be like, oh, that's pretty neat. How neat is that? So that was fun. But yeah, that college town, too much walking. That's basically the TLDR of all that. So that was day 0, me being tired as hell, and then I decided to take an early break just so I wasn't too tired before the whole convention shenanigans. And so we move on to day 1, which was Friday, which is actually now in last week, actually, like literally 7 days ago. Crazy. Crazy how 7 days ago I was doing all this shit, and now it's just like, now here we are sitting home. Sitting home doing nothing, which is fine by me, you know. There's one thing about this weekend, I need to, honestly, this weekend, I'm not going to do anything, because I think I had enough, like, between the parties I went to, between all the social gatherings, between everything, I had enough, I guess, like, what, social interactions, especially for me being an introvert. I've had enough social interactions for, honestly, the rest of the month. Actually, I shouldn't say that, because the month's almost over. I've had enough social interactions for the next few weeks, to be quite honest. So I'm just going to take it easy this weekend, especially between the fact that, like, it was also a hell of a busy week, and I just need to relax and not think about anything. It's just gonna be one of those lazy weekends. So, but having said that, Friday. So Friday, I obviously day 1, the convention, fun times. Everybody's getting ready. Everybody's having a good time. Getting ready for that. I will say one of the things that I found really weird about Fanime was the fact that they didn't open like Artist Alley or like a dealer's hall or any of those kind of big areas until like in the afternoon, which I thought was really weird. Because usually like, and I kind of understand because like, okay, Friday, you know, like not many people, unless you explicitly take off that day, not many people are gonna, I guess, be there for that day. But it still felt kind of weird that it's just like they didn't open, because the rest of the days they open like at normal times, like 10 a.m. It's like, okay, that makes sense. But for whatever reason, they didn't open Artist Alley or the dealer's hall until 2 p.m., which was really weird. And so I think that really contributed to the fact that like as soon as those opened, it was so crowded. Like it was crazy trying to like navigate through all the stalls and stuff. Mind you, I think they did a decently good job at, I shouldn't say decently, they did an okay job at spacing out the Artist Alley. I feel like they could have done a little bit better. Like some of the areas were a bit, and I guess in a comparison to some other places, Anime Expo, it was still good. Especially, there was like one section that was like really spaced out, which was really nice. I think like the central sections, but I don't know. It was just like I was just like, yeah, it was a struggle because like I remember the first day just seeing the crowds and be like, I think I'll just because originally I was going to do the whole plan of, you know, going through the Artist Alley, going through meticulously through all the artist stalls, see what's available, see if there's any Ines Fujin stuff, see if there's any Gaku and Master stuff, see if there's any like obscure stuff per se. But I saved that for another time when it wasn't as crowded. So the other thing about that, and this is kind of a theme that I'll go into a little bit more, is that there were a lot of stamp rallies going on. Specifically, there were three stamp rallies for Uma Musume stuff. There was like one for General Uma Musume, there was one for Uma Musume beginning of the new era, and there was one for the, what was it, Cinderella Grey. So, and all those stamp rallies were ones that you had to spend like a minimum amount, which is understandable. I feel like there is pros and cons to having that versus like, oh, like it's a free stamp rally, you just have to do, you know, whatever, like similar to how they did it in ALA, Anime Los Angeles. On the one hand, that's nice because, you know, then you don't have to spend so much money, but on the other hand, it's also just like it does kind of weed out some of the, for lack of a better term, normies, I guess. I don't know. It's just like it kind of weeds out those people, which I think is a little bit nice, because I can tell you what, from the one day that I was there at ALA, they sold out of all the stuff real quick, especially like the ribbon, because it was a ribbon rally, I think, so you had to get like all 40 something ribbons or whatever to collect, and it's just like that was an adventure. And I was only there for the one day for ALA, so I didn't get to get all of them, unfortunately. But yeah, I do feel like there is benefit to having, you know, the $10 minimum or whatever for the stamp rallies. But yeah, that was another sign that my wallet was gonna be crying. I still have not taken a final look at how much I spent over that weekend, but I can tell you it goes into the 200s for sure, or like in the hundreds. So my wallet is crying. Hey Gabe, welcome. Thanks for the resub. Thank you. And yeah, it's been a bit. Yeah, I apologize for that. I've been hella busy with work, so I wasn't able to stream anytime this week. But hopefully it's cooling down, and you know, this is something I've wanted to do earlier this week, especially with coming fresh out of Fanime. It's been a week since the convention at this point, so again, I have my notes here to keep me kind of honest, but I might forget a few details here and there. So I'm just going through. I think, right now we're talking about day one. The whole thing about them not opening up the artist alley and the dealers hall until 2 p.m., which was really weird. It was not I don't know what their reasoning was for that, but it wasn't my favorite idea, I guess, per se. So anyway, that was that. What else? Oh yeah, there was a cosplay. So the UMA, there were actually two UMA cosplay gatherings on Friday and Saturday. I guess for those who aren't aware, I did cosplay Ines. I did that Saturday. I was debating on whether or not to do it Friday or Saturday. I think I made the better choice of doing it Saturday just because I think there were going to be way more people on Saturday. But I still went to the gathering on Friday just to hang out and see what's up with how many people are there. There were a lot of people, by the way. It's crazy. Obviously, it's been crazy with the global game coming out. How many people have now joined the fandom? But you can definitely tell with the number of Tachyons and the number of gold ships in both days, actually. But no, it was fun. That was fun too. Just seeing all the different people there. They were calling out groups. It was like, oh, front runners, and like they were doing strategies. They were doing stuff like, oh, people from or like Umas from season 1, season 2, season 3, Singray, all that stuff. No, this is my exit. Excuse me. It's a good thing I actually checked this time. This is why I need to keep an eye out on that bottom right corner there, especially now because I am going to go all the way from Chicago to Phoenix, Arizona. We are doing a halfway across the country trip. All good, better to keep yourself fresh for the stream. Yeah, exactly. I let me tell you, I was definitely itching. When I low key, and I kind of talked about this at the beginning of the stream. I was thinking about doing a stream on Tuesday. Even though I don't normally stream on that day, just because I really wanted to, because I had the itch, man, and like I really wanted to. I'm kind of glad I didn't though, because like I was still kind of recovering from the con. Like I wasn't sick per se, but I definitely had a little bit of the scratchy throat. I think, and I'll talk about it more later because there are a few events that I went to that I think contributed to that. Not sickness per se, but like screaming, let's just say. So. Well, look forward to that in a few once we get to that part of the story. But yeah, and you can kind of probably tell I'm still a little bit scratchy throat, but I've definitely gotten a lot better, I think. So we just a little bit of home rest, especially this weekend between the con and all the shit from this week being so fucking busy for work. It's insane. Okay. Any Chevals? Unfortunately, no Cheval cosplays. I did not see either day. Which is a little surprising, because I did see I think there was a Virginia day one. Actually, hold on. I do have a picture of the day one cosplay. Let me... Hold on. Let me take a little bit of a... Oh, Jesus. Let me take a little bit of a break. I actually have my phone connected to the... I have my phone connected right now. So let me get my photos out. Okay, let me make sure I'm not, doing any doxing stuff real quick. Doxable stuff. No, I don't want to do, no, why would you do that? Okay, yeah, here we go. Let me switch over to my phone real quick. Okay, so this is the first day of the yeah, it's this one. Okay, this is the first day of the cosplay gathering, or at least the first one that happened on Friday. Let me try and zoom in and see where there was a Virginia. Where's the Virginia? Maybe they left. I don't know. I don't see them here anymore. Yeah, you can see. You got a few gold ships in the back there. You got a couple. Where's the Tachyons? I swear there were more Tachyons. Maybe that was the second day. But yeah, you got that. Look at all those. Look at all those dweebs. Crazy. Oh yeah, there they are. Virginia right there, right here. Yeah, so that was Virginia. I did not get a photo of day 2 because obviously I was part of that. So unfortunately. But you do get to see. Hold on, let me switch over real quick just so I don't dox myself again. Here's the photo. Yeah, so this is the photo of me. Oops, oh, I blocked myself. I was like, oh, why am I not moving? This is a photo of me. I didn't take that many photos, but yeah, there's my Ines. There's my tracksuit. You can, if you see closely, you can see I had the freckles too. I legitimately, the day, this is another thing I forgot to mention. On day 0, I stopped by Target. And there were no Targets anywhere near the hotel, so I had to walk like 30 minutes to the nearest Target, or like nearest, I guess, grocery store or whatever, to buy a eyeliner pencil so I can draw the freckles. That is what I had to do. So, but I think it turned out really well. Like you can see, you know, you got the, if you notice kind of there, you got the horseshoes. I painted that with gold paint. You got the ears. Don't look too closely at those. I'm pretty happy with it. It turned out pretty nice, so I was happy with that. Let me see. Are there any other to note? Oh, right. Okay, so this is, I guess, a sneak preview for all of the sneak preview of the stuff that I bought. So, like I said, day 0, Thursday before the convention, me and my friend went to the Nintendo store in San Francisco. I bought a couple of things. This is the aforementioned Hawaiian shirt with the Executor, the Lowland Executor, and the Psyduck. I don't see it here. Oh yeah, Psyduck, you can see right there. I think there's a Ditto, and there is a Ditto somewhere, but I'm not seeing it here. And then the Mario Kart shirt, which I thought was really cool. It comes in like it was like a little, that same like breathable fabric that you have for like sports shirts and stuff. So that was pretty cool. And then of course the Jigglypuff plushies, one of which is the Ditto, so of course I had to go for that. So good, thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Looking back, there were definitely some things that I could have improved on, and I think I'll do that for any future events. Like I know Anime Expo, that's not going to be for a while, but that's probably the next convention that I'll go to. There's probably going to be some stuff in between that I might have an opportunity to wear Ines again, but I do want to make some improvements. Because there was some stuff that I think I could have improved on. But this is this is just the UMA stuff that I bought, some of which was part of the stamp rallies. So for instance, this towel at the bottom here, part of a stamp rally. I think that was the reward for the Sin Gray stamp rally. These, what do you call them? Charms, whatever. These and the fans were part of the general Uma Musume stamp rally. And then this pillow was a reward for the beginning of the new era stamp rally. And so for, like I said, for the stamp rallies, I need to buy merch from all the different vendors that are participating in it. You can see here, you know, you got this stamp rally, this stamp rally, this stamp rally. So of course that's like a lot of stuff. Some of which I think I think there might have been one that was participating in both, or 2 of them. But yeah, I got some what is this? The Goldfather, some Gold Family stickers. You got a lot of other stickers here. You know, you got the Amazing, which actually is a nice like kind of embossed kind of what do you call it, sticker. So that's actually my favorite one. We got the Oguri, we got Tama, we got the Evil Nature, got the freaking meme with Meisho Doto, the carrots. And if you look really closely, you can see that this is a sticker. This thing right here that you see in the center of the screen, that's the horse on the beach, like the man, like that meme. That is a sticker I got for free at the cosplay gathering on Saturday. So that is a sticker. And then you got all the keychains here. You got Oguri, Urara, Jordan, Machitan, Evil Nature. Whoops, I forgot to turn off notifications. Ha 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 ha. Hold on, let me do that real quick before I dox anybody. Oh no, that's not what I wanted at all. Oh no, oh geez, oh god, I forgot how to stream. Hold on, okay, there we go. Let me turn that off real quick just so I don't reveal information. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Anywho, yeah, Urara, I got the Dantu Flame. I was surprised about this. This one is actually kind of funny story. When I bought it, the artist was like, "You're the second person who bought this," and I'm like, Yeah, it sounds about right. Tansu underappreciated. And then I was telling them about like how it's like, oh yeah, she's my second favorite character. I'm looking out for my favorite one. That's, by the way, I guess maybe not spoiler alert, but yeah, there were no Ines art anywhere in the artist alley in anything. Why? Hold on. Why is this? Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Okay. Yeah, no Ines art, so that was a big rippo. There were actually some artists that had a lot of Uma stuff. Like, there was one in particular who had, like, a lot of rare ones, like, and I say rare as in air quotes because it's, like, characters that aren't really that rare, but it's just, like, you don't ever really, because you can kind of, guess, like, oh, it's, like, Tama, or, sorry, not Tama, wow, Tama, no, it's, like, characters like, Oguri, Goldship, Agnes Takio, and like those characters are always just like, like the ones who are almost always going to be there in any artist. But there was one that had like characters like Wind Variation. Who else? There was like there were a couple Still in Loves, I think, for a good reason. But yeah, no, there was one that had like a whole bunch of rare ones and yet no Ines, and I was like, damn, okay, I see how it is. But that's cool, I guess. Also, this is awesome. This is a doujinshi. So there was an event that was going on. I think it was like Manga Ichiba, that was apparently supposed to be like the first English only doujinshi event ever. Like, because usually they have like Comiket over in Japan that has like the doujinshi market, but this is like the first one that they were holding in America in like English and stuff. So of course I checked it out, and this is kind of cool that they actually had one artist actually had a doujin with Okutama, so it was pretty cool. My only complaint about it, and I guess maybe not only, but my biggest complaint about it was held so far away from like the main convention hall. You had to take a shuttle over to the hotel that was being held at, and so it was kind of annoying having to go all the way over there. They had that, and they also had like a night market, aka like artist alley, but for 18 plus. Some lewd art, let me tell you that, and I'll talk about that also a little bit later on. But I did not buy anything lewd per se, but I did buy, actually, a couple of the stickers that I bought here actually came from that night market. I was surprised to see quite a bit of Uma art. None of it was NSFW, none of it was lewd, so no breaking the rules there, but it was still kind of interesting. I was not expecting to have to look for Ines in that setting for sure. This is my non-Uma stuff that I bought. I don't usually buy prints. I'm not a big print person because like I don't really hang up anything anymore for prints, but like you can see it got my boy Bob. Could not find Wade, obviously. Wade, my baby boy Wade, very rare. See, it was even rare to see like any Animal Crossing stuff in the first place. So when I saw this, I was like, ooh, I have to cop this. So that's my boy Bob with the sweets buffet. Rip, global rare, Shion. Yeah, I was surprised that specific artist had so many Umas. And I was actually tempted to buy one because I appreciated the fact that they had so many, but I already bought so many from so many other places. I was just like, man, it's like I'm sorry, but I just have to appreciate it at least, or like say my appreciation. English Doujin event, that's so cool. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. They also had different artists for each day, and they also had a different artist for like 5 o'clock from like at the nighttime, which was the spicy the H doujins, so that was a pretty fun touch. Kind of motivation to get there, go every day and check. But man, yeah, like I said, my main gripe with it is the fact that it was all the way like in a hotel that was way far away from the convention center. If they did it again, I wish they did it kind of in a closer area and a bigger area too, because the Doujin event was being held in like the hallway. It was kind of like an awkward place. I feel like they could have gotten one. I mean, it was the first time, so I understand why there weren't that many people, but I feel like hopefully they can grow and make it a bigger space, and maybe one that an artist can participate every day sort of thing, instead of just like the one day. So very much potential there. I thought your favorite Pokemon would be Piplup or one of the evolutions. I appreciate the penguin Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but Jigglypuff has been my favorite for honestly since I was a kid. I always like cute stuff. and I don't know, Jigglypuff just really endeared myself to him, whatever. So that's been a constant for pretty much my entire life. Yeah, you can see, like, not just the anytime I saw something Jigglypuff related, I was like, ooh, have to get. So, you got the Jigglypuff plus Boba, which, dude, that involves two of my favorite things. Had to get it, immediate buy. We got the Jigglypuff here. I don't show it in this photo, but the other side is like angry Jigglypuff, so I thought that was pretty funny. We got the stickers. We got the Scream, whatever, the alternate form. I don't know the exact name of this, but this is the new one, right? And then a whole bunch of stickers. A lot of these, I think the bottom row came because I bought stuff from OmoCat, which I will kind of go in my next photo here. But yeah, I guess TLDR. These are some shirts I bought, one of which from OmoCat. We got the Fulamoko, Bow Bow. And then we got the, this is one that this is an artist that I bought a lot from, the Popo Alu. I have a lot of shirts from them, and I even mentioned it when I was buying from them. I was like, oh yeah, I actually bought one of your shirts at a previous convention, and I wear it all the time, and I just wanted to share my appreciation for that, because I was like, it's honestly one of my favorite shirts to wear. And so, and the funny thing about that is they were part of the UMA stamp rally, so this actually counted for the stamp there, and I was like, okay, well, this is a new shirt. I don't remember seeing this one, and I'm like, honestly, with everything that's going on in the world and in my life, this is how I feel. This is mood. This is mood. Time for my lobotomy. Your surgery has been scheduled for when the psychic damage is never ending and you simply need to leave. Yep, that's me IRL. But anyway, yeah, OmoCat was, yeah, so like all the bottom row here is from that. A whole bunch of other stickers, some of which I think I got for free. Like this Yama sticker I bought because we were walking around, me and my friend were walking around, and we noticed like a cosplayer, and it's like, is that Yama? And it's like, are you Yama? And he's like, oh yeah, and then they gave a sticker for us recognizing the fact that they were dressed up as Yama, which if you don't know is like a Japanese singer, does some really good songs. So that was pretty cool. That there was a few like that too. Like you see this, what was Sayu, I think. There was somebody handing out stickers for that. I don't remember how I got this Miku sticker. This is also something I got for free. I don't remember low key. This one. So there was actually an artist that was selling Gaku and Automaster stickers, and I was talking. I was like, holy shit! You are the only person that I've seen in this entire convention that's selling Gakuma stuff. And they were like, yeah, that sounds about right. And I was like, oh, I have to buy this because like appreciate the fact. What's funny about that was that the rest of their art low key was kind of very gooner. I don't want to say gooner bait, but very gooner. So gooner friendly, I guess. But no, I still appreciate the fact at least one of the artists had Gaku and Outmaster out of all the artists and Artist Alley and stuff. So of course I had to buy my favorite character. This one was I've seen this before. I wish I remembered the artist's name. I really should. I feel like a bad person for not remembering. But this is actually a design that's on a sweater. But if you know me, I'm a hoodie guy, so I'm not really a big like long sleeves person except for hoodies. And so I think I seen this at a previous convention. Asked them, hey, like, do you have this in a hoodie? And they're like, no, sorry, it's only a sweatshirt. I'm like, okay. But then I saw them in this year's Fanime, and I noticed they had the sticker, and I was like, I mean, I really like the design, so it's like, yeah, let's get the sticker version of this. So I copped that. And then this is how I feel a good portion of the time. Maybe not the first part, but I'm definitely the second part for sure. And this is also another sticker I got at the night market. You can kind of notice, but it's actually it's one of those like the tilt. It's like the changing stickers, right? It changes from like the regular Doki face into the trademark like face. Like I can't do it, but it's like the wall face like. So I was like, oh yes, have to get that. Oh yeah, and then yes, this Bochi one, which I'm gonna put this on my water bottle just so people absolutely know that I am introverted and also shy, but I'm willing to discuss anime. You want to talk anime? Let's do it. So it's a sign for everybody who's also in that same position. But that's basically all I bought. And I guess this is kind of a sneak preview of what we're going to be talking about while I go through the 4 days of my convention that I went through there. But that was that. So that's all. Like I said, I did not take that many pictures, unfortunately. So that's literally all I had. But yeah, that's a sneak preview of what's to come as I talk through everything. So let's continue the driving. continue the driving. Okay. Alright, so let me resume my UMA, because like I said, I'm playing UMA right now, or I'm grinding out fans on the JP side. So, get that going. Oh god, oh, okay, thank god, okay, it's good. Alright, let's get back into driving, shall we? Okay. So, day 1, oh shoot, actually I should pull up my notes again, because I've forgotten already. Okay, no more UMA, sorry, no UMA. Oh god, distracted driving, this is what happens, okay. Okay, so, yeah, so, day 1 was a lot of just kind of exploring what was to come for the convention. Before the Artist Alley and the Dealer's Hall opened, I was just hanging around in the Gaming Hall, because that was the only place that was open before 2 p.m. So I was just hanging around, playing some, they had a lot of arcade games, they had a lot of consoles with other games, like both retro and new. They had mahjong, board games, all that fun stuff. So it was just kind of a fun time to just kind of hang around for a little bit. I did play a lot of rhythm games. There were a lot of people, so I was just kind of like seeing what machines were open, that kind of thing. But that was pretty much it. Other highlights, right? So they had actually something else. This J Fashion Market that I was kind of interested in. So I went there, and that was being held at a hotel that was kind of near the convention center, walkable distance. So I was able to go to that one, but I did not expect it to be what it was, because I don't know, when I thought J Fashion Market, I thought, oh, it's gonna be like, you know, streetwear stuff. It's gonna be like, oh, kind of, you know, like those kinds of like the stuff you see sometimes at like dealers halls, right? Where it's like what do you call it? Like those jackets or like shirts, trendy stuff like that. It was not that. It was geared towards a certain gender, shall we say. Not that I'm opposed to that as somebody who considers themselves kind of on that gender fluidness, but definitely very weird going into an area where I was the vast minority, especially with anime conventions, right? Because like people like me, Asian male looking people, are not necessarily majority, but we're a good bunch. We're a good pack of people in that area, and I was like one of only like 2 guys in that entire area. The rest of that area was just all like girls and, you know, people in that, you know, adjacent area. So it's just like, I feel like I am very out of place here. I need to leave now. And it's just like, you know, I think I went in, saw what was happening, left within like a minute. I was like, okay, nope, never mind. It's like, this is not, I'm good, you know. So that was kind of rude, but it was kind of nice that they had that at least, but not for me, not for me. Did you see the Paka live? I didn't see the I did see I mean, obviously the event's happening right now, the JP event. Very interesting take that they're doing on the wedding event stuff, right? Because like the whole hauntedness. I've skimmed through a little bit of the event story right now, but I haven't really digested it. But obviously I've seen the whole like highlights, you know, cafe, trying to excommunicate the ghosts, and then one of them taking over like a doppelganger of Gentle Donna, and then you have like freaking the screen, not the screenshot, the photo of like Gentle, hello sir, you have the photo of Gentle facing off against her doppelganger, and it's all Persona 4 sakes, and it's just like, wow, it's okay, that's fun. But yeah, no, that was fun. Trying to remember, was there other stuff from that Pocket Live? I feel like there was something else that I'm not remembering. It's just like, yeah, I feel like there's something else, but I'm sure there's something. Yeah, I don't know. So happy. Hold on, let me. Oh yeah, sorry. And there was something that you shared with me that I just completely skipped over. Got very lucky yesterday. Was it the gotcha? Oh, nice. You got the gentle. Nice. You got the gentle. There we go. Very gentle. Very Donna. Very good. Oh yeah, that's what I was forgetting. The new scenario. I am so happy that they're going back to a food-based scenario again with the ramen. It's so hilarious. And of course, Fine Motion has to be one of the characters in it. That is, if they didn't put Fine Motion as a scenario link character in a ramen scenario, I would have quit the game. There was no way. That would have been an absolute travesty. Yeah, and oh yeah, thank you for yes. Okay, see. Okay, there we go. You got my back, right? The offline. Speaking of which, I'm doing training right now. It would be really nice to have the offline thing where I don't have to have the app open at all times while I'm doing the auto runs, because I have my notes open right now. But no, that would be really nice to have the auto run feature, just so I can just so that we can be able to. Where am I? Oh god, this navigation is terrible. Oh, I'm going this way. Okay. And then I have to go this way. Okay. Anyway, yeah, the auto run feature, that's gonna be nice. Yeah, and the ramen. I am looking forward to the ramen scenario for sure. Looking forward to. Don't get me wrong, I do like the Beyond Dream scenario. Like I've said, like I think this is the first scenario in a little bit that I've actually gotten a pretty good grasp on how to do it. But at the same time, I feel like it is getting a bit old per se. I mean, I crave new things, so. It's just gonna be me not knowing what the hell I'm doing for the next week, and then I read guides on how to actually play, and then hopefully I get there. But yeah, just look forward to me bumbling through whatever the hell I'm doing for the next week or two until we figure stuff out. I love the scenario link cast. I love all the light straight noodles memes. The whole scenario cast is hilarious. The one thing I also do find really funny is the fact that they returned what was it? Hello Light? Light Hello. Yeah, Light Hello is one of the scenario characters, I guess. So I'm kind of curious how they're gonna treat who's gonna be like the required support card, whether it's going to be like another version of like Hello Light, or if it's gonna be like I know one person was like, oh, Otonashi, which I highly doubt, but like, or like somebody was like, oh, maybe it might be a group card, and I was like, that's not a good idea. I don't know about that one. But we'll see. We'll see. It could be like the other food scenario, right? Where it's like they didn't really have a new NPC character, but they used, what was it, the chairman Akikawa as the support card there. So maybe it could be something similar. But no, to your point, I love the anything with Calstone Lido always, and she is such a meme character. It is so easy to put her in memeable situations because of her whole character is literally just straight lines, so you can do a lot with a lot of memes. Like it's like the thing where it's like, oh yay, it's like it's straight, it's like the raw noodles straight, oh, and then it's like cooked noodles, it's like not straight. It's like, ugh, gross. I hate this. So fun stuff there. But yeah, no, definitely looking forward to that. Speaking of Uma, and I'll show this tomorrow when we do the stream, but maybe not because it might be gone by then. But I actually got to Platinum 4, just barely. I got to like 30,000 by like less than 100 points. It took like it was like I was like this close to not making it, but I actually, for how honestly pretty scuffed my team ended up being, I did a pretty damn good job of getting like some good runs with like 1,000 points and like all that stuff, and it apparently was enough because there was I think the day that I entered Platinum, I just got like all these runs with like 500 points only. I was like, ah, it's so Jover, it is not gonna happen, but somehow I prevailed in getting Plat 4, so that is only the second time ever that I've done it. So GG's. Turns out if you actually start, it turns out if you actually prepare for an event, it actually benefits you. So who would have thought? Also, Nature in that render, I didn't know she could grin like that. Oh yeah, that is hilarious. All the characters in that visual are really funny. I'm trying to. There was one that was just like, it was just like her face. It's like, what is this? And I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been Nature, but yeah, that was fun. Really, congrats. Yeah. Big preach. Yeah, I am. Hopefully bodes well, but this also means now I need to start preparing for the upcoming CM. I know the ramen scenario is coming up, so maybe I should start waiting for that. But and maybe I should actually do that, but it doesn't mean I can't, start preparing, because I know unless something's changed, it's like, what was it? The meta characters are still in Atavu, which I think is really funny. So I might bring 2 of those, and if frontrunners are okay, I might bring an Ines, because why the hell not? So I'll just have to. I haven't taken a deep look into the tier list, but if that's the way from what I remember seeing, we might do that. But yeah, looking forward to that. Also, on the EN side, I did not even come close to finishing the event because I've been busy between Fanime and between grinding out characters / fans for the JP side. I only got to like, what, 480k points, so I didn't get to the million. I did get enough runs to get the what was it, the title, the event title, which really is honestly the more important thing in my mind. Sure, I missed out on a few rainbow fragments, but that's whatever, you know. I'm more casual in the on the JP side, or the EN side anyway, so not a big deal. If I have to miss out on a few stuff, which is a given considering how busy I've been in most of for the last week between the convention, between work. I have not had really much time to do anything, especially with fucking track bleeders taking at least 40 minutes. So fuck that. Anyway, but that's Uma. Anyway, back to Fanime. So Fanime, where were we? Oh yeah, JP, or not JP, the J Fashion. Oh right, yeah. So like I was talking about, there was the night market. I think that was the first night of the convention. So it opened at 6 p.m. So I went over, took the shuttle over to. The nice thing about that is they had a lot of shuttles that were running between the convention center and that hotel. So now it wasn't like I had to, you know, like call an Uber or like take a bus or anything. That was kind of nice that they had that option. So I took the shuttle over to the hotel that was holding the night market. It was fun. Honestly, it was kind of refreshing being in like a space where it was so open, where like, you know, you had all these kind of like and maybe this is the gooner in me speaking, but it was kind of fun experience being in that setting of like, oh yeah, you got all these you got all the boobas, you got all the what do you call them, the peni, you got them all out there, and it's like, damn, look at this, and everybody's all being, you know, nobody's being too weird about it, you know, so it's kind of nice. There were. The funny thing about that though is like there was a dichotomy between like artists who were like fully like almost all their art were like 18 plus, and then there were other artists that were just like most of their art was just like kind of pretty safe, and they only really had like a few pieces that were like, you know, naked girl, naked anime girl or stuff like that, and it's just like, wow, it's like kind of interesting. It honestly is like the regular artist alley, because in the regular artist alley you have that kind of same thing where it's like you have like the wholesome arts, you have stuff that's like kind of like not like even tiptoeing that NSFW border, and then you have other artists who are like kind of very much on that borderline where you know, you have like barely clothed anime girls, stuff like that, but they're covered, so it's okay, but it's also like barely on that edge there. It's like, oh, there are kids here, should you really have that there? It's like, I don't know about that, chief. But no, it was fun. I enjoyed it. The funny thing about that was one of the artists that I talked to, because that was Friday, so I wasn't in my Ines cosplay that day, but I had an Ines Fujin shirt that I bought from Amazon, because, you know, it's like barely any Ines art or find Ines like merchandise, but at least they did have like, because I think Amazon has like the generic line of all the kind of Uma Musume like fan, like not fan, but like official shirts or whatever, like with almost all the characters, including Ines. So I bought that and I was like, okay, you know, let's do it. So, but yeah, it was and I had that, and I was like, you know, I was talking to an artist, and they were like, oh, like, Ines is my favorite character, and I was like, oh, shit, you are, like, one of the few people I talk to who shares the love for Ines. It's like, oh, hell yeah, buddy, let's do it. Kind of wanted to buy an art from them in appreciation, but honestly, nothing, this is going to sound so mean, none of their stuff really stood out for me, so I was like, yeah, okay, well, I'm not going to force myself to buy anything, but I still expressed appreciation nevertheless, you know. Wish I could stay to listen to the rest of your story, but I gotta head out to watch the back room. See you next time. All good, Gabe. Thank you again for stopping by, and thanks for the resub. And yeah, I hope to catch you tomorrow. I'm definitely probably gonna stream tomorrow, so hope to see you then. And yeah, yeah, that actually back rooms. Funny about that. I did remember seeing that was out because one of my friend groups was organizing something for that, and I was like, that does sound pretty interesting. But also, again, I just want to spend this weekend just kind of not doing anything after the shit that I've been through today, or not today, this week, last week, all the weeks. So we're just gonna stay home, maybe play some games or whatever, and just chillax. You know, that's my plan. But anyway, so yeah, that night market, fun times. You know, I actually and this is a precursor because the day after that, I stopped by the night market. Also because I wanted to check out what was different at the Dojinshi event, because like I said, they had different artists displaying their goods and wares and all that stuff each day. So I wanted to see what was different Saturday. But that was the one reason, but I also wanted to stop by and chat with the guy again in the Ines cosplay and see if he had any appreciation for that. I was like, oh shit, look at that. But and this is going to sound really mean, but he was like, oh hey, Ines, what's up? And he's like, he didn't really seem that excited for it, so I was like, oh okay, maybe he was lying. There's a little part of me that was like, maybe he's lying about Ines being his favorite character, because otherwise I feel like he would have been a lot more joyful about it. But maybe that's just me, I don't know, maybe that's my selfishness talking. But that's a side story anyway. What else? Day one. The only other thing about day one was oh right, so there was an UMA panel that was being held. I mean, with Fanime, the thing with that is like there were a lot of like kind of I guess not fan hosted panels, but like anybody can like submit a panel that they can run. So there was just I don't know who this guy was, but there was this guy who was hosting a panel like it was like UMA in real life or whatever, and he was talking about like all the UMAs and like their real life like counterparts and the results they did. And I was sitting at that panel, and I was like, because you know I'm not big into Keiba, as you probably may or may not know, but I'm pretty good with knowing the real life results of some stuff, so I feel like I'm pretty qualified. And this is gonna sound so fucking elitist of me, but like I was listening in this panel and I was thinking to myself, this guy, like I feel like I can do a much better job of presenting this information, giving more context, and being able to kind of tie everything together. Because what it really ended up being was just like, this guy was talking, literally this guy was just going over like certain character, like from all the anime seasons. He was literally just going over like, here's their race results, here's I guess maybe one interesting fact about them. Okay, let's move on to the next character. And it was like, I mean, I guess that's interesting, but I feel like there's a little bit of a better way to tie that information. So it just made me think, man, I feel like maybe I should host a panel on UMA and like UMA in real life and stuff like that. And I feel like that would be pretty interesting. And I feel like I could maybe I could do a better job on that. My selfish way of saying that. So sorry, my throat was killing me there. I need to take a water break. Like I said, I'm still kind of recovering. Also, it is very dark. I need to sleep. I'm not enjoying the fact that it is very dark here. We are already through Spring, Missouri. That's what they call it, right? Actually, I'm thinking here. There's not really a good rest spot other than maybe here in Joplin. Yeah, let's stop by here, I guess, and then we can stop by Joplin and then do that shenanigans. Let me get this going. Okay. Alright. But yeah, other than that and the UMA panel, and then and then I also went to like a quiz panel that was apparently giving out prizes. And the only reason why I wanted to do that was because they were giving out prizes, and I was like, you know, maybe I can get some prizes. Unfortunately, I did not get any prizes. There was actually a chance that I could have gotten like cash prizes, because they were giving out cash prizes, but I didn't do that. So that was not for lack of like trying / knowledge. Unfortunately, they only did one game. I was not part of that first game, and then the second game they just did like because it was a Jeopardy style game. So it's like, you know, 2 rounds and then the final Jeopardy. And so because the first game ran so long, they just decided to do one game, or the second game. And mind you, there were only like 7 people in the crowd because it was so late, and everybody was either like at Parkcon, which I'll talk more about later. Parkcon was an absolute chaos, for lack of a better term. Fun experience though. I did get to go to Parkcon. I'll talk about that later, because that's part of the Saturday Sunday parts of the story. But I did not go to Parkcon on Friday, which is probably maybe a good thing, because of what I've heard about Parkcon Friday with the face biter of 26. I'll tell more about that later, but yeah, so there were only 7 people, like maybe even 6 people, so everybody got to participate in one way or the other. But unfortunately, yeah, I did not get to get a cash prize, because I was only able to take part of that second game with the final Jeopardy. and I did not win, and they only gave prizes to the one winner, so it is what it is. I got the question right, so, you know, for what it's worth. It just, the way that the points were bet out, I just risked less points than the other guy, so it's just on me for not being a good enough gambler, you know? Tisk tisk. But that was day one. Obviously jam-packed with a lot of stuff, so, you know, I was very tired. My legs. This is going to be a common theme too, for most of the convention. But my legs were so aching. My feet hurt by the end of every day. That day was not that. I did not stay up. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I did stay up late for that day because the quiz game went until like 11, 12. So I went to sleep late-ish. But that pales in comparison to the other days, which I think I went to sleep at like 2 or 3 a.m. So we'll talk about that as I continue this story. But that was day one. That was day one. So day one complete. Now we move on to day two, Saturday. Saturday was the day that I actually dressed up as Ines Fuchin, so, you know, get to debut my my cosplay debut. I shouldn't say that. I did cosplay before, like way long ago, but it'd been a while since I'd done it, so it's kind of fun to rekindle that passion again. So did that. I had a bit of a late start because nothing really started until, like I said, like nothing really opened until 10 p.m. anyway, so I was just kind of like, which was kind of beneficial to me, like just kind of that's the reason why I stayed up so late and, you know, stayed in. Even then, I think I still slept until like 9 a.m. because for some reason, even though I slept really late, my brain was like, oh, you need to wake up early because that's your brain is so accustomed to waking up early for work. And so every day, I think I just woke up, even no matter how late I slept, I woke up at like 7, 8 a.m. and I'm like, why am I awake? Oh god, let me go back to sleep. So fun times there, but got a bit of a late start. Did my rounds. The other thing, there were a couple notable things, obviously, with that day. One thing I will mention is they didn't have that many. Well, they had, mind you, they had some good guests. One of the guests that I was actually really excited for, even though I don't watch her streams that much, is good old Mint Phantom, Mint Fantomi, I don't know how to pronounce her name actually, Minto, right? And she was there. She did a couple of panels. Saturday she had like a Q&A panel, so I actually lined up early for that, which was a good thing because there was actually a pretty big line for that, so I was able to get in with relatively good seats. So that was fun. Got to be around the fans. Got to see people with their questions. One of the questions was actually about like around gacha games and like asking about that. And she was talking about Uma Musume, and I was like, oh, Musume. It's like I'm dressed up as an Uma Musume. Woo! And it's like that was pretty fun. And her manager was there to vet questions. He will come into play later in the future story. But yeah, her manager Steiner was there. Shout out Steiner. You know who you are. But it was fun. It was fun. Get to experience some the freaky Phantom, freaky Minto. So got that, and then immediately after that, I met up with a friend for lunch. So yeah, food, man. Food was also kind of obviously like a big expense. Most of my days, or most of my lunches were, the nice thing about that area was that they had a kind of a food court that had a ton of places, so I had a pretty good time of being able to choose between all these different places for lunch. I actually went there for most of my days when I went for stopping by because it was really close to the convention center. So I went there. I think the first day I got some Mexican. I was craving a burrito. I was like, you know what, let's do it. Not that great, would not recommend low key. But considering the price, and actually this would have been Friday, so I forgot to mention that. But I think Friday, I don't think I even had dinner Friday because I was like feeling too lazy, so I just gorged myself on the protein bars that I brought along, both for food and as a cosplay prop. Because if you know Ines, you know she's a big fan of the toughness bars, so you know I had to sneak that in, and I actually was able to use that during the cosplay meetup. As one of my poses, you know, opened up the protein or the toughness bar and was like, yeah, I'm eating the toughness bar or whatever. So Am I going the right way? I am not going the right way. Why the fuck did it lead me over here? I don't know, but I guess I'm going this way now. Yo, wait, why am I going this way? What the fuck is this navigation? I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I'm seeing the map here, and I'm like, am I going the right way? It's taking me to Springfield, what the hell? Anyway, but yeah, no, meals. So, Saturday I met up with one of my friends, which is also going to be a common theme because I ran into them quite a number of times, which was really funny considering how big the convention is, and yet somehow I ran into them multiple times in the artist alley, around the hallways. It was kind of crazy how that ended up working out, but yeah, I ran into him, or I think I ran into him on a Friday, but Saturday we met up. Had one of the biggest chicken sandwiches I've ever had in my life. It was good. It was also messy, so I was worried that I was gonna mess up my cosplay and because I was getting hair in my way, and it was like, oh, what if it gets stained by the chicken juices or whatever. I don't think it really did, so I think we were fine, but yeah, it was a little bit of a minor worry. Also the fact that normally I'm good with spice tolerance, but I do sweat a lot, so and mind you, this was a Nashville hot chicken sandwich place, so I normally would get something eat mild, medium, that kind of thing, and experience the heat. But that time I actually just decided to go zero because I did not want to sweat through my my cosplay, my wig, all that stuff. I was already kind of sweating anyway, even just wearing it, as someone who's not used to having even long, not even long hair, but just hair that goes down to my ears, right? Short hair, that kind of thing. But usually I don't have hair that grows that long, so it was just kind of a little bit of a transition period for the first few hours of wearing that cosplay, being oh man, I have hair that I need to sweep out of my my face and stuff, and make sure it doesn't get in my mouth and stuff. So that one, eventually though, I did get used to it, so I was it's second nature. And it's kind of funny, and I'm sure anybody who's worn cosplays or wigs can relate. As soon as I took it off, after I got back from my hotel, or after I got back to my hotel, it was crazy. It's it felt like something was missing. I was oh my god, it's I feel so free. I don't have any hair anymore, or barely, so anyway. Chicken sandwich for lunch, that was fun, and then immediately after that I had to hop. It was a busy schedule that day, so I had the MIT panel. I think that was 12 to 1. From 1 to 2 I had lunch, and then 2 o'clock was when the Uma cosplay meetup happened. So I walked over there and did the photos. They put us in such a terrible location because it was in the sun at 2 p.m. It wasn't even that hot, mind you. The nice thing about that weekend was normally, because San Jose, that area of the Bay Area, South Bay Area, is can get pretty hot, and it really was hot on Thursday, I can tell you that much. But by the time the weekend rolled on, it was actually pretty cool, so I was really grateful for that. But it was still pretty hot, especially for people who are in cosplays, right? In the wigs, the intricate outfits and stuff. It got hot. And so I know people, it was funny because people were all just kind of crowded around in the little patch of shade that was there. And then the really nice thing about having an Ines cosplay that I didn't realize was the fact that since I had a sun visor, I was not affected too much by the sun. So I was just standing in the sun being this isn't too bad. I got my visor, not sweating too much. So that was actually kind of a nice little addition, nice little amenity to having cosplay Ines. But yeah, so it took part of that. Unfortunately, since Ines is not part of any big groups, the only things that I was taking part of were when people called out groups and stuff was front runners, and because I was in my training tracksuit, the knockoff training tracksuit, mind you. I did that, and I was with only one other person who was a gold chip. So we posed with each other for that, and then after that I just kind of stood around and watched as everybody kind of just did their thing. What I found was really funny was there were so many Tachyon cosplayers, and there were so many gold chip cosplayers. I think there were at least 5 of each. And what I thought was really funny was eventually when they ran out of like groups to call out. Everybody was just like, okay, what do we want to call out now? It's just like, oh, let's bring out Gold Ship versus Takio, and let's bring out I don't know, Gold Ship versus Trainer, that kind of thing. And it was really funny because like the Gold Ships just kept on being brought out like every time. It's like, okay, we're done. Oh, no, never mind, come back. It's like, oh, you're done. Oh, never mind, come back. And it was just like really funny seeing the thing where it's like, okay, well, we're done. Nope, never mind, come on back. And it's just like they were staying in the sun for so long. It's like, okay, well, what are we doing here? And then it got to the point where it's like, okay, we need to be done. It's like we're calling out, like, at one point they were calling out, like, oh, gray hairs, oh, like people who run in dirt. And it's just like, it was really funny because there was a little bit of a, oh shit, there was a little bit of a debate going on where people were like, oh, is El Condor Pasa count because she has an aptitude of be in dirt, but does that really count because she's not really a dirt runner? And it's like, people were arguing about that, and it's just like, yeah, sure, go out, whatever. And then at that point, it's just like, yeah, we need to be done with this gathering. It's done. It's over. So yeah, that was a time to be alive. But fun stuff. It was awesome to see the amount of people that were there. It was crazy, the crowds that were around us. Really awesome to see it. But that was the gathering. I'm trying to remember if there are any other funny stories to note. Or like any other kind of rare Umas that showed up. Not really. I was really surprised. There were no, I shouldn't say that. There was one TM Opera O Saturday. There were none on Friday, which I thought was really interesting. There was a Sotono Diamond cosplayer who was, I think, there both days, and I felt really bad because like Taki, because anytime like they were cosplay, because they were like announcing like, oh, like the Sotono clan, or like, oh, like people from season 3, like they were pretty much the only ones to be out there. There were a few people like in like Kita-san, or like there was like one Kita-san I think on Friday, and that was it. So for the Saturday meetup, like when they were announcing people for like, oh, season 3, or like, oh, like Satono clan, it was just like only that Satono cosplayer. It was really funny though when it's just like the one person just being out there. Everybody was like cheering. It's like, yeah, go out there, yeah. It was kind of nice in that way, and that was and then of course you had, like I said, like the 5 Takions or like the 5 gold chips or whatever, and it's like, okay, and it's of course, that's global for you. Can't really do too much about that. Sorry, sorry about that. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've cosplayed, streamed, and like I said, I'm still kind of recovering from the shenanigans that happened. And so we'll start getting to talking about me with the shenanigans. So the nice thing about so Saturday, the other thing about Saturday was I actually was meeting up with a couple of college friends for dinner, and I actually met up with somebody I met up with them Friday because they were cosplaying Umas pretty much throughout the entire convention, and so they were at both of the meetups, and they actually came up to me and was like, hey, Shino. I'm like, oh my god, hey, I haven't seen you in such a long time. And we caught up, and it was actually kind of nice. And so that was Friday. But Saturday, not them, but like a couple of other college friends, we decided to get dinner, and we were planning to do karaoke. But the plans changed where that friend that I ran into me on Friday, they were hosting like a party in their room, horse themed. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm dressed up as Ines Fujin, let's do it. You're gonna merge if you're gonna merge. Oh my god, this guy's not gonna merge, are they? Screw you, buddy. If you're gonna do it faster. Anyway, my road rage taking place in effect. But yeah, so we had dinner. I got a couple of drinks because I was like, you know what, let's get crunk. You know, I haven't gotten crunk. I shouldn't say it's not drunk, but like I haven't gotten like, you know, like even like tipsy or anything in like such a long time. So I'm like, let's do it. Let's fucking balls to the walls. Let's get all the drinks. So we had dinner, and I was still full from my chicken sandwich, so I didn't actually eat that much. I think I only had like a nacho fries or something, and then I had like 2 drinks that were very alcoholic, apparently, according to the menu. So much so that they actually had like a rule where you can only have 2 of them was like a limit of 2, so I was like, okay, let's test it. And let me tell you, I was definitely feeling it. I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but I'm the type of drunk that gets very talky. Because normally I'm not a huge, I mean, you probably don't know, you probably can't tell based on the fact that I'm usually yappy during these streams, but I don't usually talk very much. I'm very, not introvert per se, but yes, introvert, shy, whatever you want to call it. I mean, both. I know they're not the same thing, but like, thank you for using Turnpike. But generally I don't talk to many people, and like if I'm like in a group of new people, I'm generally just like, you know, keep quiet, that kind of thing. But the more alcohol you put in me, the more my inhibitions just kind of go away, and I just say whatever the hell I want to say. So that was honestly pretty good for that situation, being with all these people who were part of that person's friend group, but I didn't know anybody, most of the people in that party. And so I was just, you know, yapping it up, just being like, oh yeah, Uma, let's go, ooh, let's go. And it's just like, I was like being all like shit talking. I was like, hey, look at all y'all. It's like, look at me with my JP Uma. I'm gonna play JP run right now. And I was just playing a JP run in front of people, which was kind of funny. And actually what was really funny was, that friend added me to, because that friend actually lives in not this area per se, but they live in SoCal, so they decided to add me to their Discord, the friend Discord that I've occasionally been getting pings for events and stuff. And it's funny because there was one other friend in that group who was like, oh man, like, because they were talking with that one other friend. I should be more specific. Let's call this friend Friend A. Friend A is the friend who ran into me Friday during the cosplay meetup. They were cosplaying Uma both times. Let's call them Friend A. So Friend A, I guess, was trying to get me to go to Santa Anita and, like, you know, the cosplay meetups and stuff. And I was there for some of them, but I wasn't there for the most recent one because that was obviously that was the same day as the Zapangu, which was the or the music festival and stuff that Otto was in that I've talked about before. And I didn't want to go to both because they were kind of overlapping in time, so I thought that was a bit iffy. So unfortunately, I didn't get to go to Santa Anita that day. But they were like, yeah, we should really do that. And so like they were talking with friend B, who was part of that same, in that Discord group. And I actually met friend B way back in college because they were they weren't in the same college as me and friend A and the rest of the friend group who I was meeting up with. But we met them because they hung out, that's the word. God. They hung out with us during like one of our retreats that we were at, like a club retreat. So I've met them before. And this was before they got into Uma, but they are super into Uma. And so the running joke in that friend group is like, man, we should get, you know, Shino and like friend B together and they will be so compatible. They will talk so much about Uma, blah, blah, blah. And so it was funny because as soon as friend A added me to that Discord group, immediately it was just like, we finally got him. It's like, friend B, we finally got him. It's like, that was legitimately the message. It's like, oh man, that's crazy. And me drunkenly texting is like, yo, I'm Uma. And I was like, oh man, looking back, I was so drunk. Damn. What was I wasn't so drunk, but like I was definitely feeling it, let's just say. Like my alcohol tolerance is pretty high, so like it takes a lot for me to get like super drunk. But I was definitely feeling a little bit tipsy, so I was definitely, like I said, I was shit talking, I was talking a lot, that kind of thing. There was that story. There was also really funny how I ran into somebody who, oh god, I gotta get into this exit actually, hold on a minute. Looking at my navigation, make sure I'm not missing any exits. There we go, okay. I ran into somebody who I would have never expected this, has really close ties with my college's football program, and my college is I guess this is gonna be maybe too much of a doxy, too much hints, but my college is a D1 college. They're in like FBS and stuff. They're pretty high. They're pretty good at football, I should say, but they haven't been good recently. But it's crazy because like I don't know how the conversation got this way, but like we started talking. And it's like, oh yeah, this person, let's call them person C, friend C, I guess. They apparently are part of a like the news team, like a news site for the football program, and they have actually really close ties with some of the people there, and they were talking about how like, oh yeah, we're super optimistic for the season, that kind of thing, and oh god, I'm running out of fuel. And I was like, yeah, I share that. And so we got into like a super long conversation about like, oh yeah, like let's, talk about, how the season's been doing like the recent years and all that stuff. And so, and they like, we added each other on Twitter, and they were telling me like, because they were actually a big part of the Calgorithm. God damn it, I just completely outed myself. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Ignore what I just said there. If you know what I'm talking about, I guess you know which college I went to now, but I'm not going to go deep into that. But basically, yeah, so, and they were talking me up into like, oh, you should go up here, we should go, like, because we're having a tailgate thing, you should meet up, and we should, like, do one of the games and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I have not been to a game since I was a student, and I would love to go one of these days. I don't know if they're ever really going to come back down here in this area, but they might. I think they are going to next season, so, but yeah, we were talking, being all that stuff, so it's crazy. It's just like small world, but that was the horse party. We did all that fun stuff. We talked shit about UMA, talked about football, and then after all that, we decided to head down to Parkcon. Now, Parkcon, this is something I wanted to talk about for a little bit, because if you don't know about Parkcon, you don't know the full story about Fanime, because Fanime has all this stuff, obviously, with all the panels, all the artists, and all that stuff, and all the, guests and whatever, and, I talked about the Dojinshi event, and, like, that's a new thing, but Parkcon is a running tradition, and Parkcon is unofficial for very good reasons, because it's basically, if you don't know what Parkcon is just like an after, it happens like after hours. It's like an after hours outdoor rager festival party. It happens, as you can probably guess by the name, in the park that's kind of in that area where all the hotels are, kind of near the convention center. They do a lot of crazy shit. If you haven't looked at like social media and like news posts, you haven't been seeing all the shit that's going around there. I guess I can give you the full TLDR, but basically, cosplayer feet juice, the bite incident, the beating up people incident, DJs, people selling like all sorts of different food and stuff. It's a whole chaos. It's crazy. And so me and a couple of the other people who were at that horse party went down to walk around, experience Parkcon. Boy, by that point I was kind of sobering up, so I was just like, man, I'm just like, oh man, I was feeling pretty crazy. But hey, Blue Giant, going over 55, I see someone begging for a ticket. Joke's on you, I turned off traffic violations a long time ago, so the police don't give a shit about me, just like real life. God, that is how it feels like sometimes IRL, where the police do not enforce traffic violations, and so people just get away with the most crazy shit. It is chaos sometimes. A little bit too real. Wait, I'm not repairing. I guess I do. Wait, no, I'm here for gas. What am I doing? It's like I was instinctively going for the repair station, because that's usually how I do it. I'm like, yeah, I need to repair, but no, I'm here for a different reason. Where are we? We are in Oklahoma. All right, I love Oklahoma. You can't run from the law. I'll mount them back in. Joke's on you. Jonas Brothers can't break up. No. Joke's on you. Good luck with that. Good luck trying, bitch. No, but anyway, long time no chat, man. Hope you've been having a good one. I've been between Fanime, and I've been talking all this stuff about Fanime, but between Fanime and between, I'm gonna repeat it again, like work being a complete chaos. Like I've been the busiest, I think, in a long time. Like that's the only reason why I haven't been able to stream until today. It's just been, I've been so fucking busy. Hopefully that is better, but man, that would be better. Imagine if this game had gas prices that reflect real life aware. Oh man, that would be crazy, because man, the gas prices. It's funny you mention that, because I think in California the gas prices are like already like $5 a gallon. Mind you, it's diesel because it's a truck, but like Imagine if it did, because I think right now, isn't diesel like $7 a gallon at this point right now? Gas prices are fucking insane. And I've talked about it before, but it's not going to get any better anytime soon. Real life. IRL, I love it. I'm sure there's a mod out there that has like realistic gas prices, and if not, they're gonna have something for that eventually, because yeah, the gas prices in this game are way cheaper than they actually have any right to be, even before all the gas increased prices have been a thing, so yeesh, nothing's getting better soon. Also, oh, yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. I think you missed the some of the merch I got. I got a sticker from Fanime that was literally just like, I think it's like, my tummy hurts and I'm mad at the government, and I'm just like, this is honestly my mood. Been my mood for the last few years. God, let me tell you. But yeah, Parkcon was a journey, especially like I said, since I was still kind of a little bit tipsy, but like I said, I was mostly aware. I wasn't. Here's the thing, like that night, I did drink a lot, but I wasn't crazy drunk. It wasn't like to the point of where I forgot stuff. I remember everything that happened that night and the night after. The night after, I think I wasn't. The night after, I think I wasn't getting into too many shenanigans. I didn't get any drinks, I think, that night. Mostly because I was still actually, like, I was hydrating, making sure I wasn't going to get a huge hangover. But even then, I woke up that morning with a little bit of a headache. I think it's just a sign getting older. I think I just can't do this shit anymore. I think that's the other thing I realized through walking through Parkcon, through doing all the parties and the events and stuff, is I'm just getting old, man. I can't handle. These youngins with their ragers and stuff. It's just like, I can't do this shit anymore. I'm too tired. Like I do that and I'm just like, oh man, I'm still recovering from all that stuff that happened last week. It's been a week since the convention and I'm still just like, it also could just be the fact that I've been way too busy during work, but like I'm still like, man, like my throat's still feeling it. I'm still feeling it overall. And it's just been like, oh my god, I'm not saying I regret it. I mean, honestly, greatest time. I had such a great time at Fanime. It was such a fun. I loved it, and also getting to meet up with people that I haven't talked to in such a long time from college and stuff was awesome. You know, so, and I'm really glad. Keep in touch with them, that kind of thing. Hopefully, we can meet up in future gatherings and stuff. I know some of them aren't going to be there for AX with good reason, because AX is a nightmare, but I'll be there. I'll be there for AX. I'll also be there for Offkai. This is another thing I should probably mention, is that I have confirmed gotten both plane tickets and a hotel to Offkai. Mind you, the hotel is not in that hotel block, but it's close enough to where I can take like the tram or whatever, the light rail. And it'll only take like a couple, like maybe 10, 15 minutes-ish, so you know, it's fine. I can make it work. So Offkai is a go. So I will be going back to the Bay Area late July for that. But I'm looking forward to both conventions and maybe also spending a lot of my money for that. And who knows, maybe I might cosplay Ines for both of those. So look forward to that. But yeah, Parkcon was a trip. The only other kind of funny, this isn't really a story, but the only other kind of funny incident that happened was that after all the stuff happened with Parkcon, the really nice thing, let me tell you, brother, the really nice thing about staying at a hotel that was close to the convention center and close to that area was that I can justify staying up until like 1, 2, 3 a.m. and just being like, okay, it's fine because my hotel is literally right there. This is, I think, the first time that I've been to a convention where I shouldn't say this, but this is the first time that I've been to a multi-day convention where I had lodging that was close enough to the hotel that I could justify staying up late. Because most of the time when I went to conventions in these settings is like either like I live, you know, it's like, you know, like I live, for example, like in ASEN, like I live like an hour away from the convention center, so I can't stay too late, otherwise it's just going to be hell to try and get back. Or like in other times, like the last time I went to AX, I was staying over with a friend who lived pretty far from the convention center. Still really nice of them to let me stay there because, like, you know, didn't have to spend money on hotels and stuff, but it was still kind of a little bit of a thing where it's like I couldn't stay too late, otherwise I'd have to take, you know, the metro all the way back. But yeah, this was really the first time where I was able to get the opportunity to just be able to go and, you know, stay up late whenever, because I can just walk over to the hotel. Someone I spoke to with the club said they were going to AX. Nice. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people from the club who are going to be there. But I know there's a few who said they weren't. And for good reason. I know one, and I think you know who I'm talking about, the editor, the one who's going to be there for work. I know he's definitely going to be there, but he's there for work, so I feel kind of bad because it's like, also not really, but like he is going to be there. I'm going to try to stop by his panel, even if it's that panel's not necessarily, because I think the panel has a mangaka, like a BL mangaka, so I'm not really the audience per se. Not that I dislike BL, you know, I can go for some nice BL every once in a while, but it's not really my jam. Don't really actively go out to seek it, but I'm gonna go to the panel just to, you know, say hi, be like, hey, what's up, bro, and try and cheer his name and try to see how I can embarrass him and all that stuff, which I don't think he's really good. He's not that type of person, but it'll still be kind of funny. Went last year, but I don't know if I can justify again this year. Understandable, you know. Anime Expo is quite the it's LineCon. There's way too many people. I did hear stories about how last year it was a little bit better, but even then, there's still so many people. It's crazy. Like, I get FOMO. I gotten FOMO over the last few years about missing out on it, and then, like, the first day comes out and all the pictures of people waiting for the convention to open up, and it's just, like, the mass of people, and then it's, like, that iconic picture of, like, the Dark Souls text, FOMO, obliterated, and it's just, like, 100%. Honestly, yeah, that obliterates my FOMO. It's like, I do not want to be part of that. I cannot imagine the smell in some of those places, like, some of those areas, cannot be good. So we'll see, but not expecting too much. I'm expecting a lot of LineCon, but it'll still be fun to hang around. I always like going to those conventions just because it's kind of fun just to, you know, hang out with the like-minded people, all that stuff. So you know, it's just like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know, let's hang out and be with fellow people of culture. As much as I fucking hate that meme, but it is kind of that case. They are people of culture. They know. Also, anime has gotten a lot more mainstream, so that also contributes a little bit to that. But still kind of fun. For me, it's mostly that I don't talk with a friend who let me crash at that place anymore. Oh, yeah, rip. I mean, and this is kind of a out of the blue offer. If you want to crash over, because I actually do live pretty close to, I know, I don't live close, but I live like, I don't know how close they live, but like, I live not too far away from the convention center. Like, I'm feasibly, and I shouldn't say how long, but like, they were in Highland Park. Okay, so they're a little bit closer, because like, and that's giving off. Maybe I shouldn't be too descriptive. You know where I live. But if you want to crash over, let me know, because my place is pretty damn big, so I'm sure we can fit you in somewhere. If you want to crash over for a little bit just to go to AX, but also understandable because like it's expensive and also people. So, but yeah, let me know. Offers open. You know, I'm gonna be there, so you know, like-minded people and all that. Don't dox yourself. Yeah, no, we're good. Sorry for the loud noise, by the way. But yeah, Fanime. I'll keep it in mind. Thank you for the offer. Yeah, you know, of course, definitely. Friend, I mean, hell, I think we did the same thing way back when I was still living up in you know where, and you know that one event that happened. And I think it was you and one other friend, and we crashed together. So, or y'all crashed. Yeah, because totally forgot about that. Yeah, because I was hanging out with them Thursday. This was the friend that I was talking. If you've been seeing in the stream, this is the friend I was talking about who was hanging out with me while I was at the San Francisco and that city, the college town, walking around that area. But yeah, no, we were talking because it was like, yeah, I think the conversation was brought up. It's like, oh yeah, when was the last time? It's like, because I think we stopped by like my old apartment, and it was like, when's the last time? It's like, I've been here before. It's like, yeah, I think you were here for blah, blah, you know. It's like, oh yeah, I was, and there's one other dude too. It's like, yeah, that was good times. Good times. My space was a lot smaller back then. I'm surprised that I was able to host 2 other people in that small-ass studio. I live in a much bigger place now where I think I can feasibly hold much more people, honestly. Like, if I really want to, I could hold, like, 5 people? Maybe even more if we squeeze together. My bedroom is a lot bigger than it has any right to be. Like, I have so much space in there, it's crazy. I don't know why I have such a big bedroom, but, you know, anyway, that's neither here nor there. But what I was going to talk about with the whole story, which I don't know how he got into his tangent in the first place, was I was walking back from Parkcon in my Ines cosplay, and I was going to the hotel, and I think it was really late, so like the hotel was closed, and so you had to like swipe in your key or whatever to get in, because otherwise they were going to probably let in a whole bunch of randos, and I ran into. I said that I was going to talk about him earlier. Was that ran into Steiner, Mint's manager, who was stop. I was trying to get around you, but I guess that's not going to happen. Yeah, I ran into Mint's manager, who was also, apparently he was staying in the same hotel I was, or maybe not. Maybe he was just meeting up with a couple of other people. But yeah, he was on his way into Parkcon, and he complimented my Ines cosplay. He was like, "Hey, nice cosplay." I'm like, "Oh shit, thanks." It's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And so that was a kind of a fun interaction there, running into that dude. Because like I said, I saw him at that panel, and there was another panel that I'll talk about that happened on Sunday as well that we also kind of saw him there. So he was there obviously because Mint the VTuber Mint Phantom, she was one of the guests for Fanime, so she had a couple panels. I talked earlier about how I was at her Q&A panel on Saturday, and her manager was there in person taking questions, making sure people weren't being complete idiots. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. The Q&A panel went well. Fortunately, I think because Steiner was there to kind of, I think he was there to vet questions. I mean, I don't know why he was standing there otherwise, but the questions weren't too stupid. I think the stupidest question was asking her, like, oh, is Doki and I forgot, like, Matara going to be there at Off-Kai? And it's like, why would she know that? It's like, one, why would she know that? Two, even if she did know that, why would she say that in this panel? I think she would probably save that information, keep it private for those two to actually say to their audience. So I don't know what the hell that guy was expecting for any answers there. And she played it cool. She was like, oh yeah, it'd be really nice if they were there, but I don't know, that kind of thing. It's just like blah blah blah. It's like, okay, that played smoothly. So anyway. But yeah, fun interactions aside, that was day 2, Saturday. What a fun time. Like I said, I stayed up until fucking 3 a.m. I didn't get back to my hotel until then. Took off all the cosplay stuff, but it was quite a day. And common theme, but yes, my legs were fucking killing me. It's all that stuff there. At least it sounds like they were well behaved. I went to a Demon Dice concert once, Mori Calliope. Oh, okay. And people were honestly just disgusting. People still acting like they were talking to a PNG when the real ass person is in front of them. Dude, let me tell you, some, and I don't want to limit this to just VTuber fans, because it really is. Some fandoms are worse than others. There's always going to be like bad eggs in a franchise or like a fandom where you just gotta ignore them. They're like usually for the most part a silent majority or silent minority. Or sorry, no, that's not the right. They're a loud minority. The silent majority is usually pretty well behaved and people are usually pretty good. But like there's the silent minority that's just like completely like unhinged, and it's like. That's why there was a freaking like a whole panel of like rules for like her Mint's like meet and greet, which by the way I was not able to get any tickets for actually was actually kind of okay about that because I didn't really want to do. I signed up for it because why not? But like if I did somehow get it, I was like kind of worried because I was like I don't have anything to talk to her about. Like I don't watch her streams. I don't really know. The only things I really know about her is obviously like her interactions with other VTubers and the fact that she really likes Metal Gear Solid. But like what else? It's like I don't really know that much about her. So it's like you know, it's like, well, okay, great. It's like, that's it. I guess, what do I talk to her about? So, you know, there's that. So, but I found it good enough that I was able to at least see her for both of her panels. So it was pretty fun. To be fair, the term for Demon Dice fan is deadbeat. Oh, I'm aware. I mean, that's kind of the same thing for Mori too. Like, I think they're the deadbeats. So understandable, but also it's just like, you know, just be normal for once, y'all. It's like, come on. It's like, hopefully y'all know enough, or like are well behaved enough to know that, you know, don't be fucking idiotic. Don't be a fucking jabroni or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's just like, be normal. Be fucking normal. That's about the best as you can do for that. But yeah, that was day 2. Day three was Sunday. Sunday, what was Sunday? Sunday was pretty casual. I was not cosplayed. I think I only had the one Ines cosplay, so I was just what did I wear Sunday? Sunday was Sunday the yeah, it was the Poon Poon shirt. So I have a shirt with it was a very bright pink shirt with if you know Poon Poon, you know the character God, which is like a random ass like Japanese with guy with an afro. But I have that as a shirt, which is really funny. But funny enough, there were some people who were like, you know, really appreciative of it. They were like, holy shit, nice Poon Poon shirt. I'm like, hell yeah. One guy even like asked for a picture. They were like, hey, could I take a picture of this? I'm like, sure, go for it. That was at Parkcon, actually, funny enough. But yeah, I got my Poon Poon shirt. Was pretty casual. I had a couple of I had one panel I went to, I think. Yeah, this was what I was talking about before. Mint had the other panel she was doing with her idol generation mates, her densetsu.exe. So they were having a little bit of a karaoke session, and this is the first time where, you know, there were so many times where I, in hindsight, was like, damn, I should have brought my light sticks to this or whatever. And so I packed my light sticks in my backpack, and I had my backpack that I was carrying for all 4 days of my convention, because I had my little fan that I was also running, because if you don't know, sometimes convention areas can get pretty hot. So I was just running that. But no, it was, first of all, that was such a good idea. But yeah, no, I had my light sticks, and yes, it was like I got to finally use my light sticks, so that was really fun. Got to do some. I didn't do the whole Voltage experience. There were some people who were standing like in the side, just doing whole Voltage like routines and stuff. I was just, you know, doing the whole like standard like ooh, like cheering with the light sticks and stuff. There's a video out there. I think I don't know. I think it might have been actually Mint's manager Steiner who took it, where they were singing one of the songs from Metal Gear Solid, and I don't know who had the idea, but somebody had the idea of doing like a like, instead of doing like the normal like cheer, it was like the like ladder, like the I don't know how best to describe it. It was like the ladder pose. Let me try and find. I want to try and show this because I cannot describe it very well. It is something that you need to see. So let me actually. Oh God, what's the guy's Twitter? I have to pull this up. What's your hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. We'll take a little bit of a, well, this is also good because I need to take a little bit of a speaking break because my throat ain't doing too hot at all, actually. Twitter.com. Oh God, what is this guy's Twitter? Hold on. I know he's the one who took it. I put up Mint. Maybe that might give me something. Trying to find the video because it's hilarious, and in that video you actually see me because I'm actually taking part of it as well. So it's really funny. Where is it? Come on, where? It's gotta be here somewhere. Gotta be, sorry, it's gotta be here somewhere. In the meantime, enjoy this nice music, I guess. There we go. Okay, that's his. Okay, I would have never gotten that. Would have never gotten that username. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yes. Okay. All right. Hold on. This is fucking hilarious. Okay, let me pause my music real quick. God, it's, you know, it's been so long since I don't know any of my toggles here. Okay, here we go. That's loud. Sorry, y'all. That might be really loud. Ah, yes, the ladder cheer. See, I'm the guy in the pink shirt right here. I don't know if I'm ever going to turn my face, which I hope not, but like, these are the Wotage guys. Like, everybody in the crowd is just doing their... Oh, that was hilarious. What the hell is that? Wait, what? What just happened? Oh. I got a notification or something. But yeah, no, that was a fun time. But yeah, no, it's karaoke. So karaoke went pretty well. Get back into the game, I guess. How do I play this game? Okay, play the music again. Okay. Any hoosers? Oops, no, don't do that. How to stream. Okay, there we go. Alright. Alright, let's drive. Let's get back to driving. Actually, I should find a rest stop pretty soon now that I'm looking at that, because we are... Oh shoot, this is actually oh, I forgot. This part is also new because yeah, this is a part of the new rework that they did for the the Route 66. This is actually all new, so this actually should look really cool. It should. I mean, I guess I haven't really noticed, but yeah, it does look really nice. It actually does look pretty spanking good. I do love the fact that this game does a lot of reworks, you know, although, you know, for a lot of the old places. I mean, Nevada is definitely one that definitely needs a rework. It's one of the oldest areas, I think. So, but anyway, Sunday. So Sunday, yeah. Other than the mid panel, nothing really crazy going on. I had honestly, if we're talking food, which I really don't want to talk about too much because I'm actually really starting to get a bit hungry. But man, I had a spanking plate of katsu curry. Like, I talked about it before, right? My hunt for trying to find like a good plate of katsu curry around here, and I'm so disappointed at the portion sizes for a lot of the places. But the place that I went to, funny enough, what I talked about with the food court, they had a Japanese place that I was like, ooh, you know what? I might go here one of the other days. And so I stopped by, got a plate of katsu curry, got like a potato croquette, dude. It was so good. Oh my gosh. The katsu curry. The katsu was pretty big, pretty good size. Not hella expensive. I guess I'm just used to LA prices where every one of the, oh shoot, I gotta go this way. Where all the katsu plates were at least like $20, which is fucking, and they don't even give you that much katsu. But it was that, and then also, yeah, it was very good. So I gotta mention that. Also, for dinner, I was meeting up with some of the other peeps because the main event that happened on Sunday was an anime song, like a DJ set, rave, whatever you want to call it. We were meeting up for that. So me and a couple of the friends from college and a couple of the other people from the party that I met from Saturday night, we all decided to go over to the Annie Clover. Annie Clover is basically like this whole, like, kind of like, they have all these like shows and stuff. I'm really bummed out that it's only NorCal because they were actually having a UMA. They had like a UMA themed rave event that happened, I think, the day after I left. And I was like, damn, I really wish I was able to meet up for that because that would have been so hype. Gotta go to Koko Ichi and use that point card. I would if there was any locations near me, which I don't think there really is. But you're right about that. I gotta use that point card. Gotta get those sweet points so I can get some what is it like? Is it free or is it discount? I don't know how that point card works. That also reminds me that I need to go to that boba place that I got a point card for because unfortunately that point card expires at the end of next month, and I have not been using it very much. And I get a free drink with every 10 stamps or whatever, so I gotta start going there more often. Unrelated, there was a new boba place that opened up near me that I tried today. Very good, pretty good, and actually pretty decently okay priced. Have to stop by there for one of their specialty drinks, but I went and got their basic bitch boba because I wanted to see how they did their basic bitch boba with the milk tea and all that stuff. But it's pretty good, and not too far of a walk for me, so have to stop by one of these other times. Maybe you might want to. Maybe I might stop by this week or tomorrow. Nah, I don't want to. Dude, I'm recovering financially from Fanime. I should not be spending that much money over the next few weeks because I need to financially recover. I think it was just a discount. I mean, that's still good, I guess. But that just means that I'm not in a huge rush to buy it then. But, you know, can't go wrong with a nice plate of katsu curry. Oh my god, that sounds so good. See, this is why I don't really want to talk about food right now. I'm so hungry, dude. I ate something before I streamed, but it wasn't really a meal. And so I've honestly been I have not eaten that much today. Because I don't have that much food in my place right now. So I actually have to go grocery shopping tomorrow, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because, like I said, I have no money, but I'll make it work. But... yeah, so me and the boys went to the anime rave. Fun times there. Let me tell you, I actually, for how much I actually like EDM and like electronic music, it's kind of crazy that I've never really been to a rave before, or like any type of like the DJ sets or any of that stuff. I really need to go more often to those things because it was pretty damn hype. Just, you know, moshing out at the floor, you know, just doing the whole dancing around. In hindsight, I also should have brought my light sticks there, but like I didn't bring my backpack or anything because they were doing a lot of security checks, I guess. Like they were patting me down pretty hard, if you know what I mean. But no, it was the security was pretty tight there, so I didn't want to bring my whole backpack just to that rave. So. It was fun. It was fun though. Very sweaty, but fun times. The highlights from that though was there was one person who was playing a set. They played Veil, which if you don't know, Veil is like the newest, not the newest, but like one of the newer Gakuen Automaster songs. It's a melodic dubstep, Mizuzu. I love that song. I've been listening to it on repeat. The moment that song came out, or the moment that song started playing, I lost my fucking mind. I was up kind of near the front, and I was just, you know, like, oh, I was jamming out, and then, you know, that intro to that song played, and I was like, oh my god, they're playing. And then the guy even like explicitly was like, hey, this is one of the songs from Automaster. I'm like, yeah, Gakuen Automaster, Veil, let's go. And the funny thing about that is, like, with most of the songs that they were playing like remixes of songs. They weren't like outright playing songs. That one was one of the songs they just outright played because that song honestly goes hard as a song that plays in like the raves and all that stuff. And dude, the moment that song, if you haven't listened to that song, here, let me actually, I'm gonna risk copyright here. I'm gonna play it because it is a banger. It is a absolute good time. So let me here. I add this to my queue. There we go. I don't know if you can hear that very well because I know Spotify's pretty quiet. But it is an absolute banger, 100%. And yeah, it does start, like I said, it's melodic dubstep, so it starts off a little bit, you know, like, oh, you know, like, you know, okay, but then it really ramps up. And let me tell you, being up there in the DJ set with the loudspeakers, listening to this, like right around this part, and then it started getting really hype with the guitars and all that stuff. And they were playing the music video in the background too, so it was like, oh my god, let's go. But let me tell you, the moment that the drop happened also, so good. And then like and then when that happened with the headbanging and everybody was you know, I was headbanging, it was an experience. It was an absolute experience, and I was sober. Imagine me being on drugs with that shit. Yeah, this part, like this, and then the headbanging, and then oide. And then the headbanging, and I was like, "Oh my god, I am having such a good time." That was so good. Oh, oh man. And then the best part about that too was immediately after they were done playing this song, they played a remix of Umapyoi, and that's when I knew I really need to get the name of that guy. I need to know who that guy is because they did such a good job. Oh man, following this with the Umapyoi, I'm like, oh my god, this man knows what the hell they are doing. They are absolutely good. But yeah, the anime rave, absolutely fun times. It was a little bit awkward because I wasn't with my friends initially. I was with the people from the party that I met yesterday, and I didn't know them too well. So I was just kind of hanging out with them, and it was just like, oh, okay. And I was sober at that time. Like I talked about yesterday or that day before, right? I was a little bit tipsy. I was being all talky. I was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. But like that day, with the rave, I was not as talky. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna stand here and enjoy this conversation or accept this conversation or whatever, you know. Yeah, that was a little bit awkward, but it was still a fun time. So I went to live a rave concert once with a club member. It was like 5 hours long, and we both got tired and left after 2. Honestly, understandable, because low key, like I said, it was really, if you're like in the middle of the rave there and like, you know, like getting all like sweaty and stuff, it does get very tiring. And that concert went on until like 11:30, 12 or whatever, and I was like, honestly, like even like a few hours into it, I was getting pretty tired, and I was like, oh man. And this goes back to the whole thing I was talking about, where I was like, I'm just getting older, man. I can't do this shit. I can't do this shit with the like the parties and the raves and all that stuff. Like, and if I do, I need to take a long ass break to recover from it. Now, don't get me wrong, I say that, but like I still had a hell of a good time. It was a fun ass time for sure. Did not regret going to it. And like I said, I need to go to more raves and like more electronic events, because I think it was really fun just to be in that environment and just, you know, move my body and just, you know, move to the beats and stuff and just really experience all that. It was quite the fun time. So yeah, that was the fun times. With that, I forgot to mention that before that whole rave, when I met up with my friends, we went to a place that was serving, honestly, some of the best fish and chips I've ever had in my life. Like, it was funny because like me and my friend, you know, we ordered the same thing, like 3 pieces of fish with chips, and we weren't expecting too much. I think this was both of our first times being there. Like it was recommended to by another friend who was there, but they ordered something else. So because they were craving, I guess, soup or whatever, so they ordered clam chowder. But the fish and chips were highly recommended, so me and my friend ordered that, and we ordered 3 pieces because why not? And I wasn't expecting that much. I was like, you know, I was like, oh, it's probably not gonna be that big. These fish were like, let me tell you, these fish were like size of my hand big, which my hand is not that big, but like, I guess no, that it's bigger than my hand. And these were 3 pieces of these like bigger than my hand fish, with a lot of chips, French fries. So I was able to finish it because I eat a lot of food, but my friend was not able to finish it because she was like, oh my god, I was not expecting there to be this much food. But honestly, low-key, yeah, no, it was great. Highly recommended. Oh man, and now I really want to go. Oh no, see now this is I shouldn't have mentioned it because now I really want it. I'm craving fish and chips, man, or like any type of food. Katsu curry, fish and chips, burritos. I had burritos 2 out of the 4 days I was there for lunch, which I won't talk. I'm going to talk about a little bit, but like Monday lunch, I decided to stop by and even though I didn't really like really like the place that I went to with the Mexican food, I decided to go again because the place I did want to go to with Cuban food was unfortunately closed, and the rest of the options didn't seem that good, and I didn't want to have Japanese a second straight day, so decided to get a Mexican place again and get another burrito. It was all right. Yeah, here's the thing: you can't go wrong with the burritos are kind of it's like pizza, right? It's like even a mediocre to bad pizza is still decently good food. But man, I've definitely had better burritos, so it was all right. It was whatever. But also, man, can I say this rework? This is part of the rework. Yeah, I think this is part of the rework. This reworked area is really nice looking. I'm not gonna lie. Damn. But yeah, that was the anime rave, and then after that, the funny thing was after that we all decided to go to Parkcon because why the hell not? And it's funny because I think that day was the day I didn't mention it, but Saturday's Parkcon didn't end on a sour note because I kind of alluded to it, but the Parkcon on Friday ended. I mean, the police were kind of there. They didn't really. They were just kind of on standby. There were like police cars that were like, okay, well, let's just make sure nothing gets too rowdy. Because apparently Friday night, there was somebody who bit somebody's face off. I don't know the exact details. I'm sure you can look it up on Twitter and like social medias and stuff. But apparently somebody got into argument with another person, and then they bit their face. So the whole bite of 26 apparently at Parkcon has now become infamous. But Saturday went off without too much of a hitch. But Sunday, apparently something happened. Like we were there, and then apparently there was like a fire truck that apparently was there, and then the paramedics came by, and it was like, oh shit, something's happening. And we were trying to get the inside scoop, but we couldn't figure it out. And apparently what happened was that somebody got beat up by a whole crowd of people. Apparently they were making like racist stuff, like racist and like pedophile remarks or whatever, like pedophilic remarks, and so I guess they got beat up by a whole group of people. That's what I heard. I didn't see any evidence of it. I was trying to see like what was going on, but I couldn't see any like really crazy shenanigans going on. But apparently that's what happened. So that's what happened with the classic Parkcon, right? Yeah, I know. Hey Rays, what's up? Welcome. Yeah, I'm just. You missed all the stories I had with all the stuff, with like meeting Mint's manager and them complimenting my outfit, and all the shit that I went through with what was it with Parkcon and the anime rave and listening to Vale. But yeah, anyway, that's all that stuff there. I guess that's if you haven't been here for this entire stream, I guess the TLDR is Uma cosplay, fun times. Night market was fun times. 18 plus Dojin event, or not? 18 plus market. There was also the Dojin event during the daytime, all ages, and all that stuff. I heard parts. Oh, okay, you were here. Okay, no, you're good. Okay, good. Yeah, all good. Just haven't been commenting, lurking about. Understandable. Have a good day. Yeah, but. A lot of stuff, a lot of crazy shenanigans that happened. Monday, oh man, let me tell you, I wake up, and I'm just like, man, this is the final, the dawn of the final day or whatever, right? Nothing really crazy happened on Monday. In fact, I'm looking at my notes here. I don't have anything for Monday. I'm trying to remember because it's like, damn, what happened Monday? Well, Monday, obviously, I had to fly back, so I didn't stay for too long. I just kind of walked around. I think the most significant thing I did on Monday was I went to something that I didn't go to the previous days, which was there was a car showing. There was like an Itasha. They were holding like the Itasha showing around like a hall, like a random hall near the convention center. So I went over there. I was wearing my Kirby shirt. It was like a shirt with like a Kirby face. And actually what was funny was I was going through the I guess the badge check, and one of the security guys was like complimenting my shirt. He's like, hey Kirby. It's like, yeah, I love Kirby. I was like, oh hell yeah man, let's go. It's like, Yeah, we love when people recognize game, people recognize the shirts, you know, so that's cool. It's kind of one of the main reasons why I wear those types of shirts during those events. I'm usually not. I've gotten to the point where I don't usually wear graphic tees anymore. I used to wear a whole bunch of those back in like high school and college, but I've kind of steered away from that a little bit. But I still occasionally wear those types of stuff. Usually it's a bit more muted, bit more subtle, you know, it's stuff that, you know, people, most people can appreciate, you know, it's not like, you know, total nerd setting, that kind of thing. But yeah, the Itasha, otherwise I did like one last kind of look around for any, you know, final like artists and dealers and all that stuff. Oh, the dealers, I forgot to mention the dealers hall. The dealers hall was so huge. They did not skimp for space around that area, which is actually pretty nice. But I will say that I feel like they could have honestly cut it in half and been fine, because there were so many of the samey sort of booths that was selling like overpriced anime merch, and I will absolutely say overpriced, because there were some booths that were selling like UMA prize figures for way too much. It was crazy. Most of the UMA figures they were selling were like prize figures that would normally go for like $20, $30, maybe even $40, but like usually like $20, $30. They were selling them for like $60. I saw one of them like selling like a Still in Love and like a Gentle Donna figure for like $90, and it's like, what are we doing here? It's like, that is absolutely highway robbery. It's like, come on, man. This is why I don't buy figures. This is why I don't like buy like any of that stuff during like conventions, because yeah, it's con inflation for sure, but like it's insane. Entering Coconico National Forest, here we go. Oh my god, we're only 3 hours away from our destination to Phoenix, Arizona. Let's go. But yeah, it's insane. And so the funny thing was, a majority of the stuff I did buy, like the majority of the stuff that I showed earlier in the stream, like merch-wise, that I bought, was during, oh, we're almost to Los Angeles. Not really. Was during the first few days, like really the first day, honestly, like the Friday, because I wanted to get the UMA stamp rallies done before all the stuff was going to be sold out, which I was kind of worried about. Rightfully so, because apparently the last stamp rally that I completed, I think on Saturday, they were actually running out pretty quickly. They were like, "Oh, we only got 10 bundles of the prizes left." So it's like, "Ooh, okay, it's a good thing I completed this early." But for Sunday and Monday, I was just kind of casually like browsing, because I kept track on my phone of all the stuff that I wanted, that I had an eye on in terms of things that it looked interesting, but I wasn't gonna like pounce at the opportunity to buy stuff. So that's why I was like, you know, I was like, maybe not. I actually, one of those I think was the Bolchi sticker was one of those. I ended up thinking about it, and I was just like, yeah, I'll buy it. But there were other ones where it's like, you know, like stickers or prints and stuff. I was like, you know, do I really want to buy this? There was a shirt, actually, a similar to the shirt that I bought at the Pokemon Center. Like they had a Hawaiian t-shirt, or a Hawaiian shirt with all these like designs and stuff. So thanks Blue Giants for throwing the carrots, much appreciated. Thank you. I will add that to my collection. I will add 20 more carrots. I will absolutely take more of those. I wish that's how that worked in real life, but you know, we'll just copium ourselves into thinking that for now. But yeah, there was a shirt that I was thinking about, but like at the end I was like, how. It was the same price as the shirt I bought at the Nintendo store, so I was like, maybe I might buy this, but I didn't really love the design, so I was like, I don't want to justify spending $50 for something I don't really love. But there was one print that I really wanted to, I was really on the fence on, and it's funny because it was actually kind of it was a little bit of a lewd print, shall we say, but it was and I'll be a little descriptive. It was a Doki bird print, which is funny because here's the thing, I don't really watch that many VTubers. You probably know this about me, but I am aware of them. But I don't know, something about that Doki bird print, because it was her with her jacket and like the belt and stuff, but like nothing else on. So you can see how kind of gooner-y it is. But there's something about it that was it's a tasteful NSFW, right? Which is funny coming from the fact that there's like there were all these prints and from the night market that had straight up nudity that I was just like, yeah, whatever. I don't know, something about like that versus like the tasteful nudity. I don't know, it just feels a little bit more hotter to me, for lack of a better term. So I was really on the fence, and the reason why I say that is because, like, one, I don't buy. I've talked about it before. I don't buy prints anymore. I don't really hang them up on the wall. So that was the biggest reason why I was against it. But like, it was definitely on my mind. I would pass by it every time I walk in the artist alley. I would pass by it and I'd look at it and be like, man, maybe I might want this. At the end, I didn't buy it. I think Monday, I was walking around, and I think the biggest reason why I didn't get it was because I had already packed my suitcase. And let me tell you, my suitcase was crammed. It was a miracle that I was able to fit everything in my suitcase, because between all the merch that I bought with the pillows and stuff, like, and I actually packed pretty full already with clothes and stuff, and so it didn't help that, I had more stuff that I took away than when I came into the convention and like the hotel and stuff. So I didn't want to have to do the whole thing of like repacking, reopening stuff, and having this stuff in the print in my luggage. So in the end, I decided, nah, I'm just gonna, I won't do it. But who knows? Maybe they might show up to a they might show up to Anime Expo or Offkai, and if that's the case, maybe I might buy it then. Who knows? It's still in my mind. Do I have the name of the artist? I don't have the name of the artist, but I do have the booth number, and so I can probably cross-check and see if they're going to show up to any other convention. But if they do show up to a convention that I might go to, maybe that might be maybe I might do that. Buy print. Like I said, I don't buy that many, but I do have a few. So. But that was Fanime. So I did all that. I headed over to the the airport. I took a Waymo. If you don't know the Waymo, those are like the self-driving cars. I've taken one before because I've taken trips to like when I was working in my old company, which was based in Phoenix. I think Phoenix was one of the first test cities that they were testing like the driverless taxis and stuff for, and so I got to drive in that. And it was crazy being in that and taking that. It was actually kind of fun. Kind of a nice little, I wouldn't even say novelty. It is kind of nice just being in a space where you don't have to worry about, social interaction, like talking to your driver. Even I know most of the time you don't really talk to your driver per se, but just being in the same space, awkwardly, just like, oh yeah, I'm just here in your crap car, that kind of thing. It's nice not having to worry about that. And they do drive pretty well for the most part. I've only taken them 3 times now at this point, and they haven't gotten into any crazy situations per se, like traffic and all that. But I think they handle it pretty well for the most part. But yeah, I did take that, so that was a fun little journey. The other thing about the Waymos too is for the most part they are harder to get. Like there's a more limited quantity of them, so you do have to usually wait a little longer, and they're usually more expensive. I was actually thinking of taking a Waymo from when I initially was in the airport over to my hotel, but for one, I mean, it would have taken like 15 minutes to wait for one to show up, and 2, it was like twice the price of the normal like Lyft/Uber, so I was like, no, not worth it. But that time, the reason why I took the Waymo over from the hotel to the airport was because it wasn't that much of a wait, and it was only like barely, it was still more expensive than the Lyft, but it was barely more expensive. So in my mind, I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Don't have to deal with talking to people, that kind of thing. Social interaction. Like I said, I already had enough social interaction for the weekend. I don't need to deal with any more. So let's just say no to that. But yeah, took a Waymo. got myself a smoothie from Jamba Juice, which, man, I don't know why I passed by it at the airport and I saw that and I was like, man, you know what? I haven't had a Jamba Juice in such a long time. And they still had the smoothie that I actually I had along for when I was a kid, because whenever I was a kid, occasionally we'd there was a Jamba Juice where in like the downtown area that I'd occasionally go with my mom, and so occasionally we'd stop by and I'd always get the same thing, a strawberry surf rider, which if you don't know, I think is like just basically like strawberries, peaches, and like lemon and lime sorbet like kind of mixed together. But I was really craving it for whatever reason, so I was like, you know what, let's oh shit, no, I pressed the wrong button. No, wait, hold on, what the hell? Okay, hold on. Enter. There we go. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to play this game. But yeah, no, I got myself a large strawberry surf rider, and then I was waiting at the airport, and then I had a pretty uneventful trip over. That's the other thing I forgot. God, that reminds me. When I was taking my, because I had to take an Uber over to my airport initially for the whole trip. And my Uber was a Lyft, or sorry, not a Lyft. that's a terrible way of describing it. My Uber was a Tesla, and the dude was using the autopilot, and I was thinking to myself, this guy, because he was using the autopilot, and he just had his hand off for like the majority of the time. Like he wasn't using the autopilot when he was like changing lanes and all that stuff, and like doing like complicated navigation. But like he was just like hands off. I'm like, yeah, I trust my life with this thing, and I'm just like, oh god. It's like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's like, okay, buddy. It's like, if we die, it's your fault, I guess. I don't trust Tesla that much, or I don't trust the auto drive that much. And it's like, god damn. It's like, report that guy's ass. That shit ain't legal no more. I should have, honestly, low key, but you know, that was just like, it was major like yikes, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, am I gonna die today? I'm sure. Like I said, like, it's crazy I say that because, like, obviously, like, well, here's the thing with Waymos. At least Waymo had to go through so much extensive, like, you know, proof to be like, hey, we're safe. We can do the auto driving and be fine. Tesla, I don't trust Tesla with Elon and all that shit. Like Teslas are the same thing. Don't Teslas have shit with like fart mode and like cowbell mode or whatever? It's like, you know, you do that shit, and it's like, I don't trust your auto drive features and all that stuff. I'm like, a big no to that. But yeah, no, I in hindsight maybe I should have reported that, because I was like, that was big yikes. And I should have maybe given him like less stars. But I think it was like 7 a.m., 6 a.m. It was really early, so I was kind of half asleep at the time, so I wasn't really thinking too hard. I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll just give him 5 stars. But now that I'm thinking about that in hindsight, yeah, I absolutely should have just fucking been like, no, fuck you. What are we doing here? But yeah, that was pretty much that. Fanime was TLDR. Fanime was a fun time. I think it's a really not. It was definitely. Here's the thing. Fanime was not like crazy crowded levels. I think nothing is going to compare to Anime Expo for sure. But I think Fanime is a nice, like, kind of larger size convention, and I say that in comparison to the other larger kind of conventions. I think ASEN also has kind of gotten to the point where it's a bit more of a larger convention, although I think it's still way less so than like a Fanime, but like it's still like pretty good for the most part. I also got hold on, I gotta make sure I'm actually parking correctly because I don't know what I'm doing here. But it was fun. I would definitely go again for sure. I had a great time. Guest wise, I don't think I went to, other than Mint, there were a couple, and I say this being all kind of assholey, because there were actually, I think, like a few Japanese VAs that were there, but neither of them were ones that I was really that interested in, so it's just like, that's why I decided, you know, that's fine. And apparently this counts, so let's do it. Hell yeah, that counts, let's do it. There we go, decoupling my ass. And with that, we have completed the excellent anhydrous ammonia delivery from Chicago to Phoenix. Hot damn, look at all that money. And that experience, holy shit, let's go, boys. Okay. Alright, we'll do one last trip. I mean, I've pretty much exhausted all of my all of my talking about with the with what is it, Fanime, and yeah, I'm gonna do one last trip over here to Los Angeles. I'll set that. And I figure I don't want this stream to go too long because, like I said, I'm still kind of recovering from Fanime and all that stuff. So I wanted this to be kind of short-ish. So this will be the last trip, and then we'll call it a day, and then we'll get back into the swing of things with the routine starting tomorrow. But I'm glad, man. I'm glad that oh, good lordy. Like I said, I wanted to do this kind of Fanime recap stream. Kind of recap everything that I talked about. It's kind of nice and refreshing to be like, you know, nice conclusion. This is kind of a nice little conclusion to everything that happened over the last week. So it's just, it is what it is. Pretty sure Tesla was forced to disable FSD years ago. If that guy still had it recently, he probably illegally modded his car to re-enable it. Is that really the case? That's interesting, because I remember one of my coworkers was going on about how she was test driving a Tesla, and like one of the selling points was like the guy was like, "Oh, here's the self-driving. You should test it." And like apparently they were talking about how they were promoting that and showing that off during the test drive. So if that's the case, that's interesting because like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really trust. Like I said, I don't really trust Tesla's self-driving shit. With all the shit that's been through with that, and all the disclaimers. So I was just sitting there like, man, this guy really trusts it, huh? I don't know about that one, Chief. There was a point in my life where I actually did want to get a Tesla. This was like when I was this was before all of Elon's shit that, all the shit that Elon revealed for himself. Back when he was just a quirky, oh yeah, Tesla, owner of Tesla and all that stuff, or whatever. Not even, technically he's not even, well, I guess owner, yeah, CEO, whatever. He says he's a co-founder of Tesla, but I've actually read into it a little bit. He's actually technically not even a co-owner, or a co-founder, whatever. So, you know, there is that. But yeah, there was a little bit of me that was like, you know, actually a little bit while back considering getting a Tesla, and then obviously that has changed a long time ago because it's like, yeah, fuck that shit. Yeah, he bought his way in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he was like an investor, and then he kind of took over as like, yeah, I'm a co-owner. Yeah, look at me. Or like, I'm a co-founder. Yeah, look at me. I co-founded Tesla. But it's like he didn't do anything for that. He just had the money for it. So I should actually probably refuel here real quick. Good lord, what's with all the bots today? Or like this specific moment. Oh, diesel price 604. Is it? Hold on. It was not that expensive here in Arizona. Have they updated the gas prices? I do not remember it being that expensive before. Interesting. That is really... Yeah, wait, hold on. That is interesting. I mean, that's still pretty good, actually. I mean, granted, we're, what, in Phoenix right now, right? So, I guess that makes sense, but damn, that's crazy. Yeah, when I was initially buying my car, I was thinking of getting electric, because back then they were still doing the whole tax credits with, or like the credits with buying an electric car. But in the end, I decided to go with the car that I did, which is not electric. But I think, and this is way far away. Like, I'm still like decade plus away from thinking about getting another car, but like, or maybe even less than that, but like around that time. But the next car I think will probably be electric. I'm hoping by then there should be enough advances and stuff, and we get a good amount of selection of cars that is able to where the hell is my... Where the hell is the thing I'm trying to deliver? Is it right here? Oh, it's right there. Okay, I was like, where the hell is this? Where the hell is my trailer? But yeah, I'm hoping. But that will be in the future. For now, I'm happy with my my wagon. I think it is my good old wagon boy. Got my convertible wagon. Not really convertible wagon. I don't know how to describe it. It's not really. It's not a sedan. Yeah, I think it's considered more of a wagon, which they don't really sell most of those. But it is what it is. That's not the right button. This is the right button. Okay. Oh shit! Whoops. I was wondering why my game wasn't. I'm still doing my my auto Uma run right now. I'm like wondering why it isn't running right now. You know what? Screw it. I'm not. It's whatever. It's not doing anything. Okay. Jump on stuff. Okay. Let's head over to our final trip over to Los Angeles. I don't know where specifically in Los Angeles, but we'll figure it out. Hey, look, a donut place. Man, I'm hungry. After this stream is over, I'm gonna eat food. I need to eat food. Definitely need to eat something. I have not eaten that much today. Oh boy. Okay. But yeah. So I can definitely say that after the convention happened, I definitely was in a bit of a the post-con depression. It was definitely real, you know, having to go back, especially having to go back to work the next day. I was just like not in the best of moods. And then it did not help that on top of that, for some reason, I was just in the most busiest time of my entire life. Like, I had a project that I was trying to wrap up today that luckily I was able to get extended deadline a little bit because they were not actually expecting it today. So it's actually kind of nice that you know, it wasn't. Turns out they were actually fine with it not being done by today, the end of the month sort of thing. So luckily I was sweating for nothing because I was working until 7 last night, trying to get everything done. But I was in a really bad point. It was not a good time, that's for sure. That's why I posted the tweet/post that I did, where I was like, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to stream today because of because I don't know if I'm going to get this done. But luckily we're at a good point now, so I can actually start relaxing for once in my life. But yeah, you know, it's just like I am gonna keep. This weekend is going to be a very chill weekend. I'm going to be doing nothing but playing my games. Maybe I might make more progress in Hades. Who knows? Maybe I might get back into the second game. Although I did my stream, right? I did the stream of the second game just to give myself a little bit of a sneak preview as to what it's going to be like. But I'm not exactly too much of a rush to try and get that started per se, or like make progress in that. Even though I did find it pretty fun for the snippet that I did. But I'm gonna take maybe yeah. I'll wait until I finish the first game, and I say finish in air quotes because when am I really going to be done with the game? But we'll see if I can't finish it soon enough. Okay, I'm waiting for my opportunity. I'm waiting. Yes, stop. Yes, stop. Ha. Like, illegally committing traffic laws. Love to see it. Alright, here we go, boys. On our way to Los Angeles from Phoenix, Arizona. Simulating the experience that my stuff went through when I was moving over here. Except not really, because I think they, like I said, I think they made multiple trips. They made like multiple short trips. It was like Chicago to like some like maybe St. Louis to like Albuquerque. I don't know the exact destination, but there were multiple stops in between because the truck wouldn't go. I'm sure they had multiple trucks do like multiple trips sort of thing, so it wasn't like a long ass destination sort of thing like I'm doing here, but it's something. Well, it's 5 minutes, better late than dead. Ha, that's what you say. We're in a video game. We don't care about death here. I can't die in this game. I'm immortal. I can do whatever the hell I want. Joke's on you. Okay. Let me tell you. Oh man, I have not been hydrating very well. I gotta hydrate a little bit. Very good. Hydration is key. But yeah, no, I think going back to the whole cosplay thing, I definitely want to try to do more Uma cosplays, especially ones that I think are because some of my favorites are kind of undervalued, especially my first favorite and my second favorite, and then my third and fourth favorite and fifth and sixth are kind of not really. If we're kind of talking here, it's like, you know, you have Obviously, Ines Fujin, number 1. Number 2 is Dansu Flame, who, like I said, I didn't see a single... Speaking of which, I didn't see a single Dansu Flame cosplayer, so that's kind of rip. There were plenty of nice nature cosplayers. They're third favorite. There were plenty of Machikane Tannhäuser cosplayers, fourth favorite. And then fifth favorite, Tama. There were definitely a few Tamas. There were definitely a few Oguri caps. I think Oguri probably was third most common next to Goldship and Tachyon. I didn't have an exact count, but that seemed like that for sure. And, I mean, it makes sense. Oguri is the, freaking main protagonist of one of the what most people think is, like, the peak of, peak anime. I mean, I still love Cinderella Grey, don't get me wrong. I just think it's good. It's not necessarily my favorite Uma thing. I think, honestly, if we're talking favorite Uma thing, I don't know, the second season's good, but also the movies are pretty good. Or, like, yeah, the movies, the OVAs, Road to the Top, and the Beginning of a New Era, those are pretty good. I still think the second season had the best combination of, like, slice-of-lifey moments, but also the serious kind of drama-y things that come with being an athlete sort of thing, which I think is a really good just sports anime in general. Like, even for anybody who's not an Uma fan, I would recommend it for somebody who's into sports. I just think it reflects so well the struggles of coming back from injuries and stuff, and, like, the trials and tribulations of all that stuff. Oguri. Yeah, I know. Oguri cap, right? Shaking my head. So maybe not those 4 that I mentioned, but, like, Dansu, I think. Dansu is one I think I definitely want to cosplay. Now, whether I can pull off her racing outfit is another thing. I don't know if I really can do that. The other idea I had is casual outfits, right? Because there were a few people that were cosplaying people's casual outfits. Or sorry, Uma's casual outfits, so... I would definitely love to do maybe like Ines's casual outfit, which is very streetwear oriented. I'm sure I can maybe pull something together for that. Like get the hoodie, get the what is it? The long, let's say long shorts. That's not right. The long athletic pants or whatever. The baggy ones. If you've seen Ines's casual outfit, you know what I'm talking about, right? She has the hat as well, winning Musume, which I think is freaking hilarious. She's got all that, so. That is definitely a potential, and yeah, I would love to do those for sure, so. Dude, cosplaying was so fun, you know. Unfortunately, nobody, and I do admit that my cosplay was kind of scuffed, a little bit, what is it, Temu, however you pronounce it, Wish.com sort of thing, because I didn't have the true Tracin Academy tracksuit. That's the, I think I've alluded to this in past streams, right, is my struggle to try and get the fucking any cosplay going, because I was down to, even, like, at that point, my plan B, or no, not even, plan D, I was down to my plan D in terms of cosplays. Like, my initial idea was to do the Tracin School Academy uniform, but I ordered the largest size, like a 3XL that was still way too small. And then my second plan was to get the Tracin Academy tracksuit, which was in the correct size, but when I washed it, it got all pink. So that was kind of rip. So then my plan C was to order a random red tracksuit that looked kind of similar, but not really too similar, from Amazon. Ship it to my home, get it washed, get it ready for that. The only issue was that... Well, the first issue was that I got a notification that it wasn't going to be arriving in time, and then it did arrive in time, and then I got the wrong fucking item, which I still need to return, by the way. So that was a headache, because I was like, well, shit, okay, so my plan D on that was to order it again, only to ship it to San Jose, like pick it up at the Amazon Center that's over there, which luckily they did have one that was pretty close to the hotel. So I had to walk over there, get the tracksuit, and I wore it without washing it, because why the hell not? Because who cares? It worked out in the end, but god, the headache of trying to figure all that out was just a mess. It was kind of partially my fault as well for not, for kind of doing stuff last minute in a way, but like also like, come on y'all, it's just like, welcome to California. It was also just like, can we really, it's like we did not have to make this, it was quite a journey to get everything, so I think the biggest lesson I took from that is if I'm going to be doing these cosplays, I need to prepare everything maybe a little bit less, or maybe a little bit more than a week in advance, you know, just kind of figure everything out, maybe a few weeks, that kind of thing. So actually, I shouldn't say that. I should figure stuff out as soon as possible, because it's not the fact that I didn't figure stuff out weeks in advance, because I did. I ordered some of that stuff, like, knowing that it was going to take a while, because, I mean, let's be honest, they ship from China, you know, it's like cheap-ass shit from China, but... Which is why the whole thing with the Plan B, when I washed that thing, it ended up all pink, because it's like normally with like good quality fabric it should not be doing that shit, but unfortunately it did, so it is what it is, you know. But that was quite a journey. Luckily it all worked out in the end, but not without a few headaches. Isn't that life though, you know? You can't go through life without a few headaches, without a few bumps in the road. That's life, baby. You know, you just gotta get through all of that. So. What the hell is this song? I'm only just listening to it. What the hell? Okay, well, that's your fault. Excuse me. Thank you. Uh-oh, traffic jam. Traffic jam. Oh god, there really is a traffic jam. Okay, hold on. I can do this. I'm professional. Unless that truck is gonna do its thing, which I really hope it doesn't, because it's gotta wait for me first. Yeah, screw you, buddy. Look at this. Shaking my head, causing traffic jams with this accent. Oh, that's pretty brutal. I don't want to be rubbernecking over here, but that's pretty brutal. Anyway, back to driving through the desert. Where the hell are we? Still in it? No, we're in California at this point, right? Yeah, we're driving. We drove through Blythe. We're on our way down I-10. Looks like we're actually heading over here, which I haven't even discovered yet, which is kind of funny. God, it's so weird seeing this now, because it's like, yeah, like now that I've driven through Los Angeles so many times, like I am aware of all the different highways over here. Like you got the 10, you got the 5, the 405 that kind of crosses over here, the 110 that goes, and the 710, and the 710 that goes down to Long Beach. You got the 5, you got the 5, got the, obviously they can't model everything. Like you don't have the 210, you don't have the other kind of highways here, but it's still pretty fun, you know. You got pretty much the main stuff, so kind of crazy. You know, I might even drive through some of the areas that I've driven through IRL sort of thing, so isn't that fun? But yeah, that's the long and short of it. In terms of future stream, I say future as in like this week, because obviously, you know, Saturday, Sunday is going to happen, but Saturday I think we're obviously going to be doing UMA, so I think I'm going to be doing some JP stuff, trying to prepare for the upcoming CM. I don't think there's a new character that's coming out soon, so obviously with the current event that's going on, so don't need to worry too much about that. And then Sunday, I'm kind of debating, because I still need to finish Super Mario Galaxy 2. Obviously that probably would have happened today, but I figured we'll push that back a little bit. So I'm debating whether or not to do that Sunday or save that until next Friday. There are a few, actually, you know what? No, Sunday I might do, because I know Forza Horizon 6 came out pretty recently, and I've been really itching to play that game, because I did play a little bit of Forza Horizon 5 back when that came out, yeah, on the Xbox, because I had an Xbox, or I have an Xbox, but I don't really play that much. But I haven't really played that much of that game, so and also, you know, Japan. It's Forza Horizon 6 is based in Japan, so why not? You know, want to drive some Japanese cars, drive through some Japanese landscapes? Hell yeah, that sounds like a plan to me. So that might be kind of fun. So I know it's a hell of an expensive game, but I can just play it once on stream, see if it's a nice streaming game. If not, I can just play it off stream, sort of thing. One of my coworkers was asking me, like, because he knows that I play games and stuff. He was asking me if I was playing it, and I was like, yeah, I'll think about it. He's like, yeah, if you want, add me on it, because I'm just playing it single player stuff right now, so that would be kind of interesting. Coachella, Oh shit, we're going to Coachella, everyone. Let's do it. Coachella Valley. This is where they held that music festival. Wait, why are we going this way? Wait, hold on. Why did they take me this way? Oh, okay, we're fine. How did I not take any damage there? 1, how did I not take any damage there? 2, why did it make me go that way? Hold on. Am I missing something here? Why did it make me go that way when I could have just gone this way and made prog? What the hell? It just made me go this way, but I could have gone that way and gotten some exploration in, but no, they're not gonna give that to me. Okay, well, fuck me, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why the GPS made me go that way. That was very interesting. Very interesting, because I'm going down the same highway anyway. Yeah, that's weird. And now we're in India. There we go. Okay then. And yes, I know the trucks here in California have the speed limit of 55, but like I said, I don't give a shit about the speed limit. So we're oh god, why is that truck? Why did that truck just merge? Hello. Right lane ends. That's not what you want to see if you're me. It's all right. We're on our way down to 10, making our way downtown. Not actually sure if we're going to downtown LA. Don't think so. They didn't model that area in this game, so not really that important anyway. Who cares about downtown LA? Psh, that place is a ghost town. I'm just kidding. It's not that poppin', but I've actually been once, because isn't that the area with the that's the area with like the convention center and stuff. That's where I went for that pizza festival. It is kind of amazing. It is kind of interesting seeing how they changed that area around like the convention center and the basketball arena, of which I shall not call it by its real name, because who calls it by its real name nowadays? I still refer to it Staples Center, to be honest, even though I know that's also a brand. But it's kind of crazy seeing like that area, like LA Live, because the last time I visited that area, it was still a road that cars would occasionally go through, but now they close it off to pedestrians only, which I honestly think is a right move, because yeah, there's no reason why it should be a road. There needs to be more areas that just needs to be pedestrian only in my mind. You know, screw cars, screw traffic, you know. Build more subways, which is actually what they're doing anyway with the D-line expansion. Build more subways, build more walkways, build more areas that us people can actually go through, and not have to rely on cars and shit. That's the American dream right there, you know. Again, driving down the highways and the roads with cars and stuff everywhere, because that's what everybody wants, right? That's what we're all here for. That is what we want. Don't get me wrong, it is kind of nice having a car and being able to have the freedom to drive and go anywhere you want, but also between all the costs with gas prices and insurance and stuff and maintenance costs, and then also the fact of like parking too, is like parking is not free sometimes, most of the time, to be honest. And then having to find parking in areas is absolutely a nightmare. Don't get me started about if you're trying to visit like areas like Koreatown or any of those places where parking is absolutely just is a scarcity. Like the few times that I've visited K-Town, I have never thought about driving over there, because believe you me, parking is not possible over there. So I've always taken the train over. It's the thing where it's like whenever I go around to areas, I always try to make an effort to make sure, but to see whether or not it's possible feasibly to just take the metro or the train over. Like every time I visit Little Tokyo, the number of times I've visited Little Tokyo, I've never driven there, because I've been able to just take the train. And it's money savings, it's honestly time savings too, because it's honestly around, well, I shouldn't say that, it does take longer to take it by train, but not that much longer. So in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, let's just take good old public transportation. And the nice thing about the public transit in LA, which that's the other thing I forgot to mention about my trip over to the Bay Area, is that, God, I forgot how fucking expensive the BART can be, and like the buses and stuff. Because I've gotten used to the thing where like the metro in Los Angeles only costs like $175 per ride, and it gets capped at $5. So like if you go over $5 for the day, like they just give you free rides, which is really awesome. Meanwhile, like I had to load up my my Clipper card for Bart twice for $10, which is fucking insane. I was like, oh, surely I have enough money to get from my destination to the from one place to the other. It's like, nope, you're it's like I got an error. It's like, oh, your funds are low, and it's like, I have $10. How the hell is that low? It's like, that's insane. It's crazy to me. Man, it's life is pain, Dio, you know, as our Kettle once said, and continues to say, life is pain. Life is way too expensive. Just living is way too expensive. Crazy. Between rent, between living expense, living expensive, food expenses, all that stuff, everything's just way too expensive. It's fucking insanity. I hate it here. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I love living here, but like it is fucking expensive sometimes, a lot of times. So you just gotta deal with it. You just gotta take it, you know. That's the cost of living in such a nice area with all the niceties of year-round perfect weather and like being around such great amenities and stuff. You know, it is what it is. So that's the cost of all that. But there we go. We have officially made our way over here in wherever the hell we are. Technically, I guess Los Angeles, but not really. But also maybe, I don't know. Where the hell are we? Where the hell are we? I have no idea. We're right here, down to 10. I don't think that's Los Angeles proper, but whatever. We're probably in Los Angeles County, if not San Bernardino County, but that's whatever. It's good enough. Sure. Okay. I think that's gonna be it for me. I know not the longest stream, but honestly, I didn't see myself going too long anyway, and I just wanted to get back to the swing of things, because like it's been a week. It's been a week, more than a week since the last stream, so I wanted to make sure that I could know what I was doing and get back into the groove. So just let me do the just chatting and we will sign off there. But I appreciate everyone who stopped by. Thanks everyone for watching. Like I said, hopefully this is hopefully we get back into the pattern. I'll be back into the swing of things with Uma tomorrow, 6 p.m. as per the usual time, and we'll see what happens on Sunday. But Sunday might most likely be Forza Horizon 6, but we'll see whether or not that comes to fruition. So I don't really have any other announcements otherwise. Yeah, you know, moving back into the swing of things. So hope to see you all in the future stream. But this has been Shino the Penguin. I will see you all later. Hope I'll have a good rest of a Friday night, or whatever day or time it may be. I'm gonna get some food in my stomach because I am so fucking hungry. So hope you all have a good time, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.